Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, Sunday, October 23rd, 2 to 3:30 p.m. at the Archives facility in Roswell. Absentee voting and in-person early voting begins on Tuesday, October 11th in New Mexico. Expanded early voting is scheduled Saturday, October 22nd through Saturday, November 5th. Election Day is Tuesday, November 8th, with polls open on Election Day for in-person voting from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Please get out and vote in this year's election.
If you have an item for Talktivities, email it to calendar@pvbcradio.com. That's calendar@pvbcradio.com.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM. KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. It has been another night of devastating Russian missile strikes on Ukraine, with the southern city of Zaporizhia bearing the brunt of this latest assault. At the same time, we're learning more about the heavy toll taken by Russian attacks earlier this week.
Ukraine's State Emergency Service say that at least 19 people were killed and over 100 others wounded in Monday's Russian missile strikes across Ukraine. The service adds critical infrastructure facilities were hit in Kyiv and 12 other regions, and 301 cities and towns were without power. Russia on Monday retaliated for an attack on a critical bridge by unleashing its most widespread strikes against Ukraine in months. They hit at least 14 areas, with most attacks far from the war's front lines. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Sounds like Ohio Democrat Congressman and U.S. Senate candidate Tim Ryan trying to put some distance between himself and President Biden. Last night's debate with Republican J.D. Vance, Ryan answered no when asked if Mr. Biden should run for re-election in 2024.
I've been very clear. I'd like to see a generational change. Mitch McConnell, Donald Trump, the president, everybody. We need a new generation.
Meanwhile, Republican Vance making the case for increased support and funding for police.
We've got to protect law enforcement, and we've got to do something that Tim Ryan failed to do, which is stop the leadership of this country from going after qualified immunity.
Last night's debate aired by News Nation. The country's third largest railroad union rejecting a deal with employers. It renews the possibility of a strike. It could cripple the economy. Both sides, though, will return to the bargaining table for more talks aimed at heading off a possible rail strike. On Wall Street, Dow futures down 18 points. NASDAQ futures 32 points lower. More on these stories, townhall.com.
You know how much you're really paying for life insurance through work? I can almost guarantee you're overpaying for limited coverage. I'm Joel Clark, a Select Quote agent for over 20 years. My clients are shocked to learn how expensive life insurance at work really is because of a rate that's driven up by unhealthy people. Why pay more when you don't have to? For over 35 years, Select Quote has helped people save 50% or more by shopping highly rated insurance carriers. I found a 40-year-old man with high blood pressure, a $500,000 policy for only $18 a month. Don't procrastinate. Workplace open enrollment will be here soon. Let SelectQuote save you money and get you the coverage you need to protect your family.
For your free quote in just minutes, call 1-800-865-2266. That's 1-800-865-2266. 1-800-865-2266. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Full details on example policy and carrier ratings at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Price could vary by health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Lawyers for the former wife of a member of Dubai's ruling family have lodged a request with the UN Human Rights Council.
In a video obtained by the BBC, Zainab Javadi says, "My children and I are terrified and frightened for our lives and safety." Ms. Javadli, who is Azerbaijani, has remained in Dubai since her divorce out of fear that if she left, she might never see her 3 daughters again. Her lawyer's communication to the UN claims that both her freedom of movement and expression have been restricted, while tactics of intimidation have been used against her. Lawyers acting for her ex-husband have argued that she is an unfit mother, which she has disputed in court.
The BBC's Sebastian Usher. Former Hurricane Julia has dissipated but still drenching Guatemala and El Salvador with torrential rains after it reemerged in the Pacific following a pounding of Nicaragua. News and analysis at townhall.com. Controversy over so-called LGBT rights complicating Nebraska Senator Ben Sasser's hopes for becoming president of the University of Florida.
Student and faculty protesters interrupted a Q&A session with Sass on Monday, urging the Board of Trustees to reject the recommendation of a search committee that Sass be hired. In a petition, the senator's detractors call his traditional and biblical views about marriage, quote, discriminatory and non-representative of our student population. Sass is a staunch supporter of strong families and described a 2015 Supreme Court ruling legalizing same-sex marriage in all 50 states as a disappointment. But Agnew reporting.
2 of New Zealand's largest ski areas have been placed into a type of bankruptcy protection following a disastrous winter season. There's hardly any snow. The company laid off 135 workers in mid-August, currently employs about 196 people at the 2 ski areas. Townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy, not Monday, Tuesday, everybody.
Monday's slightly hotter younger sister.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
You made it through Dia Day 1.
See? Dia de los Monday.
Yeah, now you're on to Dia de los
Lunes. And supposedly, we might actually see some sun today.
Allegedly?
That's what they're saying.
Allegedly. Let me see. I want to say we're like, we're pushing 80 today.
Mm-hmm.
And I went LCT, and a long sleeve t-shirt too. Should have gone short sleeve.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, I had the debate this morning, but I'm like, I'll go short sleeve.
Remember for a hot minute there was the 3/4 length sleeve was popular?
Yeah, that was an odd moment. They've always been sort of popular with the ladies, but for fellas, I think it was a baseball jersey thing.
Yeah.
Because like baseball jerseys do that 3/4 sleeve thing.
Yeah.
And so for a while, I guess dudes were really into baseball jerseys. I missed the time, and this was like the the late 90s, early 2000s, when bowling shirts were all the rage.
Oh yeah.
I love a good bowling shirt. It's loud, it's colorful. They look incredibly comfortable with an undershirt that's all polyester, so I'm sure it's itchy, but it's loose fitting. It looks like a good time.
I blame Charlie Sheen for ruining that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Literally, if you watched 2.5 Men, it was pretty popular for its time.
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen just wore a different bowling shirt with brown khaki shorts like every episode. I mean, they're probably designer bowling shirts. Sure. They probably cost, $100 a piece for them, but they're still bowling shirts,
But look how comfortable he was. Yeah. That man was comfortable enough to achieve the status of what was the word? Tiger blood. Adonis DNA that man achieved.
Yeah.
Took me a second to remember what he said.
Yeah, but because I kind of like the look too, but now I feel like I can't wear it no more.
No, there's no way.
Because
unless you're like an aging sales manager for a radio station. Not going to name any names.
Saying,
we'll just say
certain somebody has
it rhymes with Merrill. Leave it at that.
But
he really did have a style. Now, granted, I always was kind of like envious of that style because like you could pull it off. I never really could.
Yeah.
I guess I could now. I'd be the only guy wearing a bowling shirt.
Well, it's like Hawaiian shirts are the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in theory, I like wearing a good Hawaiian shirt, but you can't wear them now because it's like a symbol of, I don't know.
It's automatically associated with fat guys.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh,
you know who ruined that? Gabriel Iglesias.
Well, see,
if you want to know who ruined certain styles.
To be honest, though, I see more fat white dudes wearing the Hawaiian style shirt.
Yeah.
It's more of a fat white
the Panama Jack style.
Yeah.
That kind of that.
Again, it's $100 shirt they paid for.
Yeah, wooden buttons.
Yeah,
wooden buttons.
Yeah. But it's still, you're just like, I want to wear it, but they've ruined it for me. Now I feel like it's kind of...
Styles are cyclical, so I'm really hoping they come back around, because I do like a good bowling shirt.
Although I will admit, in the mid-'90s, I went through a ugly button-up shirt phase. And I had a lot of like Parker Lewis Can't Lose style shirts
with like the
paisley and
green, blue over here within a square. With I know exactly what you're talking about.
I had a few of those. There's a year or two there where I was kind of in this phase of just wearing various ugly button-up shirts.
You know the other style I really genuinely miss and wish would come back, and I've tried personally to bring this style back several times and it just doesn't work. Is open button-down shirt with white shirt underneath.
Oh, yeah.
I loved that. That was like my favorite style of dress.
Watch Friends.
Basically,
like half the seasons of Friends they dress like that.
Basically, Friends. Anybody in the '90s, it was big on like Boy Meets World. It was real big in
I remember going for that look too.
I tried, like even up until like a few months ago, I tried to wear an open button down over a t-shirt, and it just didn't work.
Well, why I liked it was because with your button-down shirts, you generally have to iron all those because they don't. Come out the washer right.
Right.
And I liked the concept of wearing it open face because you really didn't have to iron it then. You could wear it open.
The collar could be all floppy.
Yeah.
Who gives a hoot?
But, because matter of factly, if you press that collar too much, it don't look right when you leave it open instead of button it up.
And therein lies the problem with trying to pull the look off today, is because most of the time the collars are too tight on button-down shirts.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was kind of loosey-goosey, and they knew it was just kind of a slacker style.
Yeah.
Now everybody's like, crisp.
Yeah. And then they don't want to tuck it in. Untuck it and keep it crisp up here.
Yeah, you can't tuck it in if you're wearing it open faced. That's just odd.
I mean, any face.
But the big problem with wearing the open button down that I found is, besides like the collar being too crisp, a slight wind, that thing's just flapping open.
Yeah,
it's a hard look to pull off, and even a
you try to run and you got a cape on.
Yeah.
Although if you tuck it in, you got more pockets.
That's true.
If you tug it in, you'd be like, hey, let me slip my books right here.
You got a huge pocket. It's a wraparound.
Right. Telling you.
Yeah. But that's one of those styles I really hope comes back.
Well,
I was a fan.
Start it.
Not the I've tried.
I mean, you got to commit to the bit.
I've learned I'm not a trendsetter because I've tried to set trends and people are like, okay. And they moved on with their life.
You just got to get one person and then it snowballs from there. Just got to get one.
There you go. Hey, I like that style. Yeah, you should tell your friends.
That's right. Somebody will agree with you eventually.
I'll follow up. I'll call you in 2 days to see if you told your friends.
There you go. I'll check back.
That's right.
Let me give you the rundown for today's show. We don't have a guest this hour, so we're going to replay an interview yesterday in the 9 o'clock hour. Tracy Fry with the Roswell Public Library joined us and gave us a slew of library fun festivities that's coming up. So we're going to play that for you. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we'll have the folks from the Roswell Community Theater join us. I believe it'll be Luis Montague, and they would love to invite all of you and your friends and your friends' friends and your family's friends to come on out to their next production. They're going a little scary.
Ooh.
A little scary. We're getting into the Halloween month here and all of that. Agatha Christie's The Unexpected Guest is their next production coming up this weekend and next at the Roswell Community Theater.
Nice.
So Louise I believe Louise is the director for this one. She's gonna join us and give us the skinny about this play and what it's about, and of course invite you to come on out.
Yes.
So we'll do that in the 8 o'clock hour, and then in the 9 o'clock hour, it is the second Tuesday of the month. That means Robert Reynolds will join us here at 9:15 to give us the rundown on things happening around this town and around southeast New Mexico. He'll tell you about stuff in Hobbs and in Cloudcroft and all kinds of places.
Right.
So,
Man takes thorough notes.
See, so he'll join us here about 9:15 to give us the rundown there. Plus, we will have all of your features that include the news of the local, national variety, along with your normal features we carry, Kim Commando, Sean Hannity, all that good stuff.
Speaking of stuff that was big in the 90s and sort of like making a comeback, yo-yoing.
Is that back again?
It's sort of coming back. Well, to a point. Like, I've been following like TikToks of professional
I'd say about every
yo-ers.
10 years, yo-yoing comes into being popular.
I really, really want a yo-yo. Like, I really want like a professional. Like some of these that I'm seeing, these guys have spent like $200, $300, $400 on just yo-yos. They're these free spinning, like they don't stop spinning. And the tricks this guy's pulling off. He does this thing where like he throws the yo and it like bounces around the string, so it's not actually connected to the string. And then he spins it on his finger and he loops the string around it and it makes this like DNA strand with the string. It's so freaking cool.
Wow.
I am desperate to get a quality yo-yo again.
There's more stuff I can't do.
I used to back in the day. I was quite the yoer. I had one of those in the 90s.
I could barely do one yo-yo up and down without it.
Duncans are great. They're quality. But back in the 90s, everybody was putting out those ones with like the double ball bearing clutch with like the 70 seconds of hang time. Those were the best. Because I could actually pull off tricks with those.
Yeah.
I wasn't like great, but I could do around the world and I could like walk the dog and stuff. But
I can do and sometimes get it to come back.
It's a great like twiddle your thumbs, like if you have OCD or whatever. If you're a fidget, those are great for that because you can just sit there and just yo all day.
I just don't have the yo skill set.
See, a lot of people will do this thing where they drop it. You gotta throw it.
Yeah, I must not have because I spend all my day rolling that thing back up. I'm like, forget this.
And then unspinning the string so it doesn't do that twirl up.
But
thing.
it seems like about every 10 years, yo-yos get popular.
But yeah, it's
because I've had like 3 or 4 yo-yo waves in my lifetime that I remember.
Yeah, because it was big. I mean, it's been about 15 years or so. But when I was like an older kid, like 16, 17, it was kind of a big deal.
I remember when I was of the actual age where one would purchase a yo-yo. The thing that was popular then was called the yo ball.
Oh, I remember those.
And I
ones that
loved
automatically
the yo
came back.
ball. Yeah, because it was for idiots like me that couldn't bring the yo back. So the yo-yo ball would always come back.
You couldn't do cool tricks with the yo-yo ball.
Yeah, but I could whack my brother really good with it.
They were great for Spider-Man-ing your siblings.
What?
I don't know. Somebody's throwing things.
It was great for that.
Do you see any evidence on the floor? Okay, then.
Why'd it keep breaking? I don't know. It kept breaking over my brother's head. All right, it is 7:16. Let us get you up to date on the weather. We're not experiencing any yo-yoing, just consistent, warm, nice weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have dry air back in place over eastern New Mexico. We have high pressure over the Four Corners area and extending down into our area. 80 for the afternoon high today, and we can expect plenty of sunshine through the day. Overnight it'll be clear, mid-50s, and then we're looking at upper 70s and low 80s and sunshine for Wednesday. Clear Wednesday night, upper 70s, and sunny Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 53 degrees, and looking out my window, I see fog. Yeah, there's kind of foggy. Storms coming, No, look, it's got that pea soup fog look out there right now, at least here downtown. But currently 53 here in Roswell. Humidity's at 93%. Winds currently out of the south at 3 miles per hour. Sunny skies with a high near 80 for today. Winds will be out of the southeast 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight with an overnight low of 54. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny, 81 for a high tomorrow. Northwest winds 5 to 10. Tomorrow night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 51. Southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny, highs right around 79 with northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Sunny Friday, high of 78. And then for your weekend, partly cloudy and 82 on Saturday. 50% chance of rain for Sunday. Partly cloudy, highs near 70. So we'll see. Maybe a little rain on Sunday. Always on the time we don't want it, right? All right, it is 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're going to take about a 3-minute, 45-second break. We'll get your Roswell Livestock Report recap with Smiley Wooten in that as well. And then on the other side, our interview with Tracy Fry from the Roswell Public Library. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 881 head of cattle sold on Monday on an uneven market with excellent buyer attendance compared to last week. Stocker steers sold 2 to 5 lower, heifer mates sold steady, feeder cattle steady to 3 lower, packer cows and bulls steady to $2 lower. 3 to 400 pound steers 184, 192, 3 to 400 pound heifers 156, 166. 4 to 500 pound steers 176, 184, 4 to 500 pound heifers 152, 156, 5 to 600 pound steers 165, 176, 5 to 600 pound heifers 145, 152, 6 to 700 pound steers 151, 165, 6 to 700 pound heifers 138, 145, 7 to 800 pound steers 140, 151, 7 to 800 pound heifers 131, 138, packer cows 70 to 77, canner and cutter cows 60 to 68, packer bulls 88 to 98, feeder bulls 75 to 85, and the cow-calf pairs and bred cows not well tested this week. We do appreciate the business, and we'll talk to you next Monday morning. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
I'm Michelle Garcia Holmes, and I'm running for United States Congress. As a former policewoman, I put on my Kevlar vest, uniform, gun belt, grabbed my 12-gauge shotgun, jumped into my police car, and hit the city streets to keep you safe. I want to do the same for you in Washington. I'm asking for your vote on November 8th because our families deserve safe cities, a secure border, and lower gas prices.
Donate today at GarciaHolmesForCongress.com. Paid for by Michelle Garcia Holmes for Congress.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price, and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For an estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Now through October 31st, all new customers who sign up for Plateau True Fiber Internet will receive their first 3 months of internet for free. With Plateau True Fiber, you have no data caps, no hidden fees, and symmetrical upload and download internet speed. And right now, when new customers use offer code RSWTRA and visit in-store or call 877-752-8328, you will get your first 3 months of Plateau True Fiber Internet for free. That's up to $240 in savings. Plateau True Fiber. Tried, true, trusted. Offer is redeemable only for new Roswell customers in Plateau Fiber eligible zones. Must sign up for 1 year fiber.
Sometimes when you hit the road hits back. That's why MTA Mechanics and Tire carries major brands like Bridgestone, Cooper, and Michelin. Not only do you get top brand tires, but you also get a nationwide warranty. So wherever you are, MTA Mechanics and Tire has you covered. Stop by or let MTA come to you with their MTA Mobile Tire Shop, covering Roswell, Carlsbad, and Artesia. They can come to your home, office, or even the airport, and alignment is included on all sets of 4 tires. MTA Mechanics and Tires, getting you back on the road.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The U.S. Treasury once considered producing donut-shaped coins. They instead decided to go with coin-shaped donuts. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Public Library, Tracy Fry back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Good. How's life at the library?
It's kind of busy.
Well, see, this is the kind of day that you just kind of want to sit at home and read a book.
Right. If it's actually raining, then it seems like we don't get quite as many.
Yeah.
But right before, if they think rain is coming, we'll get a whole bunch of people coming in to get material.
Telling you, something about a rainy day, kicking back with a book in your favorite chair with your comforter or blanket or something. Yeah, it's kind of Afghan, whatever.
Yeah.
It's that's what I call a good day, you know. so hopefully some are getting able to do that during our rainy weather here and things like that. I know time doesn't necessarily allow that for everybody, but you know, when you got a day slower because it rained up, you know, get you a good book to curl up with and enjoy for the day. So.
Or a movie.
or a movie.
Yeah.
Either way, you can get them at the library. So.
Yes.
By the way, we talk about all this stuff that's going on with the library, and this is, we talk about with kids, the world we live in, everyone post-COVID, and there's so many catch-up opportunities now to get kids kind of back, as far as reading and
Right.
with their STEM-related education type stuff. And I know teachers and everyone in schools are really trying to get kids back to where they're supposed to be at those proper levels and things. But to really make sure this helps and to really cement it, the parents, folks need to kind of do extra stuff here. And this is right now, the Roswell Public Library is your friend on this, because there's so many different ways, whether it's one of your actual like lessons or like a quilting day or something that's dedicated, or if you're like, my kid just needs extra tutoring help, things like that. Those resources are available to you free of charge through the Roswell Public Library. So when your kid is struggling, and let's face it, all kids are struggling right now. It's just, that's the world we live in.
Yeah.
Give them more opportunities to learn this stuff. And let's face it, the library can do it in ways that, because it's not like a teacher at school's assigning a work thing, and this is more fun on your own. It's like, hey, let's learn about space here, or let's learn, about this. And you turned it into a fun thing, and they're actually getting caught up on things that they should kind of already know and be learning right now, but COVID kind of put a back seat to some of this stuff.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. So that being said, please listen to some of these events and stuff that Tracy's going to be talking about over the next month here, because all of them are fun, family-oriented type stuff.
Right.
But at the same time, all more enrichment for your kids, for their education, and for making them better, well-rounded, overall, smarter individuals.
And they're all free.
And all free of charge. Absolutely. So I imagine this is a busy month for you guys. Halloween always seems to be a draw to the library with Dia de los Muertos and your various other events that have going on this month. So I imagine it's going to be a busy month at the library.
Yes, this is our busy month. We will have our Dia celebration.
Dia de los Muertos, yeah.
Yes, on Saturday, October 29th.
Okay.
At 10:30 to 1.
Okay.
And we invite everyone out. It was a fun event last year. It was tons of people.
Well, it's really about the history of Dia de los Muertos.
Right.
So if you always wondering, well, why are these people running around with the skull faces and sugar skulls, and why is it? What is all that about? Well, come to the Roswell Public Library's Dia de los Muertos. They tell you the story of La Llorona, I believe is how it's said. I might be mispronouncing that.
I can't do any better.
and learn why Dia de los Muertos is the holiday that it is, and why it's celebrated, and what all the traditions that are behind it, what they mean. And, and so you get to learn about all of that. And obviously here in New Mexico, that's very much part of the fabric of the culture here.
Yes.
So.
And we have a display in the library when you first come in. We have a glass case, and Diana told me to make sure I mentioned this. It's a display of La Catrina, which is the altar.
Okay.
And it is just a miniature version of an altar, and it'll show you. And when you come on the 29th, it'll be explained what everything is.
The reason for it, and why it's done this way.
Right.
Very good.
Right.
So please mark that date on your calendars here. Come out. It's fun, family-friendly event. So kids, adults, everybody's going to learn something from this. But obviously the projects and things are more kid-centric.
Because we're going to have the service of remembrance, and we're going to have the meaning of the altars, and then we have Roswell Folklorico.
Yeah, the dancers.
Yes. And then we also, Diana's already creating those sugar skulls, and we're going to have face painting. So.
Cool. So pretty much all the gamut of everything.
Right.
Yeah, if you've never seen the Folklorico dancers, they, I know there's Roswell Folklorico, but I think there's a couple other Folklorico groups out here, and they're all amazing. It's all steeped in the traditions of the Folklorico dancing, which goes into many of the Mexican dances and traditions and things. So it ties in nicely with Dia de los Muertos and all of that too. So, and usually there's a lot of flowing dresses and colors and pageantry involved with the Folklorico dancing. So even if you don't understand per se the moves, it's very beautiful to watch and see.
Right.
So check it out. So. And again, that's the 29th?
Yes, it's Saturday, October 29th between 10:30 and 1.
It's a come-and-go event, but
Right.
if you want to do everything, you might want to get there a little early so you have time
Right.
to fit everything in.
And
so.
I'm not sure what time. Last year we did the what was it? The service of remembrance,
Mhm.
but it was like early. I'm not exactly sure of the time, but if you
Okay.
called the library, Diana could answer your questions about it.
Okay, and as we get closer to the event, we'll
Yeah.
be sure to tell more people about
Right.
all the details and things.
Right.
But we want to put it on your calendar now. And
Yes.
It's coming up here in a few weeks. So.
Yes, actually, yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah. No, it's going by too quick.
2 weeks. Oh wow. Okay. Let's see what else we have. We still have our story times on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
Okay.
And they're all at 10:30. Our Tuesday one, we also have one at 5 o'clock for the Spanish version of Mother Goose on the Loose.
So we'll bring them to the English version in the morning.
Yes.
And then the Spanish version in the afternoon.
Right.
And we've talked about this before. I don't care if whatever your first language is for your it doesn't matter. Bring them to
Right.
both because I think you'll serve that child well if they're bilingual.
Right.
Especially if they're going to live in anywhere in the world, but
Exactly.
particularly here in southeast New Mexico.
Yes.
That's going to be very useful for them down the road.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And then let's see, we have this Saturday, we're going to have gardening at the library with Drew Garnett. He was here last month, and this month he'll be here again. I believe he's talking about wintering gardens.
Okay. So like making sure you're fertilizing and protecting it right. So,
Correct.
So when the hard winter months come in, well, it's New Mexico. We don't get that tundra, but you're protecting those plants, and when they're ready to come back in the spring,
Correct.
they're healthy and ready to roll. So
Right.
good deal.
So he'll be here Saturday the 15th at 10 a.m. and it runs about an hour. So
Okay.
he's open to questions.
Good.
And he's willing to talk. If you have subjects you would like for him to discuss in the future, you can come and you can suggest it, and he will try to fit in.
Absolutely. You know what I love about this is maybe you're into gardening already, but
Right.
you're new to the area. Maybe
Yes.
you grew up in the East Coast or
Yeah.
up in New England or on the Pacific, somewhere that's not like New Mexico's climate.
Exactly.
And so you're like, I love gardening, but I don't have a lot of experience in a drier, warmer
Right.
climate like New Mexico.
Yes.
So obviously that impacts on how and what you plant here compared to what you plant in, say, Minnesota or Chicago or
definitely.
something. And so, if you're new to the area, come out and learn about what works well here and things. Because I imagine even if you're talking like xeriscape and that kind of stuff,
Right.
he's probably got a lot of good information for
Yes.
folks seeking those kinds of answers too. So
Last month he was talking about boll weevils in the pecan.
oh yeah, that's a big issue around
And-
here.
That was something that I didn't realize that those little holes in it was the boll weevil.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know
That's
that.
why there's a quarantine on pecans around here, and if you buy them commercially, you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're getting them from a farm or something, you can't take them to Texas or take them because of those pecan weevils. They're
Yeah.
quarantined, and so if you're dealing with pecans, you own pecans, call the Chaves County Extension Office.
Yes.
And ask for Drew.
Yes.
Drew's the guy. He will look at your pecans. He
Yes.
will tell you if they're infested with weevils or not.
Yep.
And he can help you get pecan weevil traps
Right.
to catch and hopefully mitigate your pecan weevil problem.
Yes.
But yeah, that's if you're looking for more information on what's a pecan weevil, come out to the next gardening
right.
event here and learn more about it and do all that.
Yes.
It's really cool. So good deal. Okay, what's next?
And then on Saturday at 11 a.m., we're going to have a movie at the library.
All right.
And that's family oriented. And it's going to be, where is it at? Movie?
Uh-oh, disappeared.
No, it's that one, it's the one that's dealing with the Delos. It has the.
Not the newer one, Encanto, but the one that came out a few years ago.
Right. Yeah.
I can't remember. I know the movie. I'm seeing the
and
picture.
I'm looking for
I
the
just
name.
cannot remember the name of it.
Here it is. Book of Life.
Book of Life. That's it. I remember the trailer. It was a huge movie.
Yes.
I don't have kids, so I don't.
Right.
It's not always on my radar, but. And I knew that the Encanto was just like over Christmas time. It come out on
Right.
Disney Plus, and I saw that. So, but I was like, "That's not Dia de los Muertos. That's something different."
Right. Yeah, it's Book of Life, and then afterwards they're going to do a STEM experiment with gummy bears.
Oh, cool. Okay. Very cool. So that's on Saturday.
This Saturday.
This upcoming Saturday.
Yeah.
Cool. So come bring the whole family, watch a free movie, and then and partake in the gummy bear craft afterwards.
And then on the 22nd, the following Saturday, they're going to do a STEM activity called Phases of the Moon with Oreo cookies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
By the way, did y'all notice the full moon this morning if you got up early enough?
I didn't
Being a morning show radio guy, it was dark coming into work. I mean, we had the full moon out there, and if it was an Oreo, I would have grabbed it and ate it. But cool. But learn the phases of the moon, what that means, how that impacts science. That's it.
Oh, yes.
You know, when you talk about, I know we live in New Mexico, so you don't think much about high tides and low tides and things like that around here. But that moon phase impacts all of that stuff. So if you're on the coast of a continent or something, you're paying a close attention to low tide, high tide, moon cycles and things, because that's the difference between your boat having a place to dock and your boat sitting in some dirt.
Exactly.
Or vice versa, your boat sitting in your living room.
Right. Oh, no.
So, but very cool. So learn some of that too here. And what's the date of that?
That's on the 22nd.
22nd. So that's that week before the Dia de los Muertos.
Right. So these are Saturday events.
That's Saturday before.
Yes.
Perfect. Every Saturday there's stuff going on. So you just kind of plan, hey, what's going on at the library this Saturday? Right. Come by the library, pick up the calendars, and you can put them on your fridge. Or if you're more of a digital high-techy person, like and follow the Roswell Public Library Facebook page or Instagram page.
And we also list our programs on the Roswell events.
Okay.
And
the events and happening page and all that. And I think, of course, if you go to through the city, the Roswell Library's website periodically, you'll see the updated calendar there too. Right. But if you want something simple, come by the library. Each month they print off a new calendar.
Right.
You could take one home, put it on your fridge, and then that way you can plan accordingly.
Yes.
What Saturdays you want to make sure you're at the library, or Wednesdays or Thursdays or any of the other days that some of the events that are going on there. So good deal.
So speaking of Wednesdays, October 19th, we have 4-H come to the club, to the library.
Awesome.
And so the October 19th, we'll have them there, and they come. And I'm looking at the time, and there's no time on here. Because the kids get out of school, so they would have to call the library to find out the time that 4-H.
Probably about 3:30 or so, 4 o'clock.
Right. I know the elementary schools get out early on Wednesday, so.
Wednesdays they do. I think they're out at like 1:45 or something.
Right. So I'm not too.
So maybe in the 2 o'clock hour or something.
Something like that, but they can call the library.
And next time I have 4-H in, which they come in once a month too, I'll pin them down and say, hey, what time is your library event?
Thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And then that week also, the 20th, Thursday, October 20th, we have our adult book club.
Oh, good.
And this month, we're reading The Descent of Elizabeth Franklin.
Okay.
Elizabeth Frankenstein.
Oh, Frankenstein. I was like, is this Benjamin Franklin's wife?
No.
So this is Dr. Frankenstein's wife.
Yes.
Awesome. Don't hear much about her in the story of Frankenstein.
Right. It's a young adult book, but it was very interesting, and it kind of tied in the Frankenstein. So I decided.
So is it like a perspective, like what's your husband doing in the basement kind of thing?
It was her perspective of what was happening, why he was missing, what was going on with him.
Okay.
So
it's almost like putting a normal human spin on, which is a horror story, a long told horror tale, that's been for generations and generations and generations.
Yes.
And you're like, yeah, this is like the normal side of it. It's like, what's going on? By the way, your husband's building a zombie in the basement. What are you doing tonight?
Do you check the basement?
Yeah, it's like you down there with
Do you wonder what's going on?
I mean, back in the day, they probably didn't have laundry rooms and stuff down there because it was a different time. But, did you go down in the basement for anything while you were down there? So
did you hear strange noises?
I do always like stories of especially stories, the small stories surrounding a big event or something, it's kind of like, there's that Spike Lee movie. I think it's called Get on the Bus. And I think it's about the Million Man March.
Right.
And so the movie's not really about the Million Man March.
No,
it has nothing to do with the Million Man. That's the backdrop. it's about the setting of a group of people trying to get to D.C. for the Million Man March.
And them clashing on the bus.
And then their stories and like you say, and their agreements and disagreements.
Right.
And to me, that was kind of neat. So I feel like this Mrs. Frankenstein's book is kind of in that same vein where it's like, while all this stuff's going on, here's what's happening in the rest of the world around that, you know? And so I think it's kind of in that same vein.
I read Frankenstein in college, so when I saw this, I was like, I don't know if I want to read it. And then I started reading, I was like, oh, it is tying in a little bit. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is pretty interesting.
Yeah, exactly. So is it still time to sign up for book club to this one? We haven't started this one yet, have we?
Right. It's gonna happen on October 20th. So if you
got between now and then to read it.
Correct. And we have the books available at the library, so just come to the circulation desk and borrow a book.
And it's called Elizabeth Frankenstein.
The Descent.
The Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. So it's her basically going from normal to crazy?
Well, maybe she was already there.
Maybe.
I'm not going to say.
Yeah, we didn't start where she started from to descend, you know. We just assumed it was from a normal place. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it went from crazy to off the rails. I don't know. But that's why you read the book and then you discuss it. And that's the part. If you never participated in book club before, that's the beauty of it is you get to read it and you have your own interpretations and ways. And then you get together with other people that read the same book you did and might see it from a different angle than you did. Or from the exact same angle. I mean, hey, I'm pretty close, but you thought of this that I didn't think of, and now that kind of changes my thinking because of that. I didn't think of that caveat, and you know, and that's what book club's all about. It's to kind of make you think about what you read and force you sometimes to see it from a different perspective, and that's how you grow and become better people and at the end of the day, smarter and more experienced in life.
Yeah. So. And it's pretty laid back, so it's not like it's academic where you're just sitting there and
people aren't like ready to fight to the end on their stairs. They're just like, you know, that's an interesting read. I took it this way, and I didn't. But now you say it that way, it makes more sense the way you said it. Or you know what?
Or I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah, exactly. So please, you know that. Why do you think there's Bible study every Wednesday night in every church in America? They're studying the same book because there's so many different ways to read a book and how to take things from it. And so people spend lifetimes trying to understand a book. The Bible's probably the most popular one that does that. But there are many other people that do that all the time. So so book club is like a little version of that a little bit. So,
yes.
So come try it out. Try it out with The Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. Sounds like a good place to start for people that love, you know, horror, Frankenstein. It's a classic.
Exactly.
You know, everyone's heard of Frankenstein. Here's kind of a different perspective of that story, it sounds like. So very cool.
Yes.
Have you read it all yet?
Yes. I'm going to just reread it. But I always pre-read before I choose a book. And then,
sure. Well, you got to. Because you got to know what you're recommending or asking people to read. And you better be familiar with it yourself. So that makes sense. But,
yes.
So I won't spoil it from you, but initial impression, was it blowing away, or were you like cemented feelings, or just personally for you? Did it force you a new perspective, or did it kind of cement what you thought of the story to begin with?
It didn't actually. It kind of weaved some of the original story in, but then it kind of went a different way, which wasn't really her. He wasn't in the basement there. He was in a factory somewhere else.
Yeah, we all think basement. And
but he was somewhere else working, and she went looking for him, and then it was like this, what in the world's going on with him?
Right.
And we kind of knew.
Like, but you're kind of thinking, well, is she crazy, or he crazy? Are they both crazy?
Or is this whole city that they in a little off?
Yeah, and they're the normal ones in the world, you know? It's interesting. So please, check out the book.
Yes.
And then get it read between now and the next couple weeks
October 20th.
And then come on the 20th to the book review book club.
And it's at 1 p.m.
1 p.m. at the library.
Yes.
Doesn't cost anything. You got to have the only rule or requirement is you have to have a library card and be in good standing with it, which is free of charge to sign up unless you got a card free and then didn't turn in books, and you might have $5 on there, but you might have to pay that off. So but if you haven't done that in 20 years, they probably forgot about you, and you could get a fresh start. But you know, after so many years, if you're like, I got a library card in 1992, well, they probably don't have it on file if you've not used it since 1992. Now, if you've been using it on the regular since 92, then you're in. But if you haven't,
yes,
that stuff got purged a while ago.
And if you had a library card and you misplaced it, you can come into the library and get a replacement. It's free.
Yeah.
So you just show your
Now,
ID.
if you make a habit of that, they might charge you at some point. But, if you're coming in every week, I lost my card. I'm like, first get a wallet and let's put this in there so you stop losing this thing.
Exactly.
But good deal. Is there any other events we want to make sure we get on people's radar?
I just want to say that on Halloween, October 31st, if they come in the library between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m.
Okay.
And the children say trick or treat, you'll get a
All
treat.
right, so trick or treat at the library all day.
Yes. And some of us will be dressed up.
Okay, so come in costume if you want.
Yes.
Or you don't have to, but you got to say trick or treat, and
right.
you got to play by the official rules of trick or treating and request trick or treat, and they will give you a treat. They want to trick you.
Yes.
They will make sure you get a treat that you will enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Something that your parents will probably say, don't eat all at once.
No, I'll hold that for you.
That's right. But yeah, come out and do a little trick-or-treating on the 31st.
Yes.
When you're in that
Monday.
area during the day.
10 to
Obviously,
6.
Yeah, after 6 when the library closes.
Then we're not doing it.
Yeah, then you go to your neighborhoods and trick-or-treat by that time.
Yeah, that's true.
So do all that. But yeah, and don't forget, the library is your resource for, if I know we're in the fall here, but right after the end of the year, people are going to start thinking about taxes and all that.
Right.
They're going to be helping out with that in the spring, as they always do.
We'll get the forms.
Or winter, or whatever you want to call that.
Right.
And then, of course, if you need help,
Mm-hmm.
if you're a college student and need tutoring, if you're just an adult looking to enhance your own knowledge of things, if you're looking for reading for pleasure, if you're looking to watch movies and things, but you don't want to, the Blockbuster closed on you and you're like, I don't do streaming digital. I don't know all that stuff. The library can help you out with that. And they can do the streaming digital too. You can, if you like the high tech, you can go to the library's website and download and utilize a lot of source materials that are available to you free of charge, as long as you have a library card and in good standing. And you can technically check that stuff out, not actually set foot in the library. So those are other resources available to you free of charge, just for making sure you got a library card. So go get one if you don't have one.
Yes.
And then come and even if you're like, I got nothing important I want to do, you're right. It's starting to rain. I'd like to find a new book. And by the way, I don't feel like paying $30 for a new hardback copy. Or whatever. I'm going to go and I can go find the latest Stephen King or Grisham or whoever you're into.
Right.
Right now at the Roswell Public Library. So come check it out.
And on the 31st, also, we have just started having Medicare representatives come in, and you just have to give us a call. I believe the time she's coming in is at 1:00 on the 31st.
Okay.
And you can make an appointment if you have questions about Medicare. That person will be there to help you.
Okay. Answer those questions that way, because we all know that gets confusing. And then, of course, the November time frame's around that time where people pick new plans that are going for their plans and all that, and your deadlines for getting registered and all that's coming up here. So look for help through the library. Once again, if you're having issues there and not knowing where to turn on that, the library, again, is a resource to help you navigate that or put you in touch with people that can get that information to you. So. And then, of course, if I will even offer this out there, because I know there's some volunteers in our community that do a lot of cool stuff. They go on trips or they do things, and they actually do public speaking or share their stuff at the library. If you are one of those people that maybe you travel, or maybe you've written a book, or maybe you have a unique, cool hobby that you would love more that doesn't involve destroying the library, you're like, I got this paint we throw on walls. Like, no,
that's not gonna work.
But you know what I mean? If you got cool stuff that I think the community would enjoy, and reach out to the library. They're always looking for new opportunities at a local level to get more people involved with the library. So.
Yesterday we had Felix Galante come over to play music,
cool.
and we had a few people come through. But next month we're going to have J.D. Cox, and
cool.
and that's going to be November 13th. It's always on a Sunday.
Okay.
And
to come out, enjoy the music, local flair, local music.
We have coffee.
Yeah.
We just
Maybe
relax.
after church or before you go to church, depending on when you go to church.
2:30. So.
Yeah, so probably after church for most. So go to church, have lunch, and come on by for afternoon of music and or reading and quiet or whatever you're into.
Right, and we even had a little craft for the kids that came. If they wanted to do a pearl of beads, we were doing that for the kids so that the parents could listen to music and they can do a little craft.
Good deal. So please get the calendar that Tracy's got here. Pick it up at the front desk there. They put one out each month here, so the October one's out now, and look for the November one here in a couple of weeks.
Right.
And just grab that, put it on your fridge, and you're like, oh, don't forget this is the Saturday for this, or this is the Wednesday for story time, or this is, and that way you're reminded of it and you don't miss them. And trust me, especially those story times, the preschool story times. That is such a great way to springboard your children's reading skills.
And also teaches the kids how to socialize with other kids. They'll meet friends.
So, I mean, if your kid is, whether you homeschool or they're before school or that, whatever it is, expose them to as much of this as you can because it's going to make them a better, well-rounded They're going to learn and trust me, you're giving them the tools to be awesome, successful adults by doing this kind of stuff. So please reach out. And to be honest, they're going to have fun. I mean, initially you might be like, I don't know. And then they get there and then they start doing the crafts. And next thing you know, you're going to be like,
they're doing this
time to go home.
Kids.
No, I don't want to leave yet. You're like,
well, actually, that's what happens. They come and they might not be at the first initially excited about the story time, but then after they're there for a couple of weeks, they make friends with the kids. And then, we always have a scavenger hunt where they can search for pictures and they get a prize.
Part of the routine.
Right. And then they play on our play area that we have in there, the car they drive and what have you. So
it's amazing because it's definitely giving them people skills. It's getting them learning, learning new information skills. It's getting to teach them how to interact with others.
Yes.
In a world where everything's done behind a computer screen now, you lose a lot of human interaction, face to face, touching, being in a room with an adult or a person and talking with them, and hey, and you put an arm on their shoulder or something. That's we have generations of people that's all foreign to because everything's done behind a screen. And humanity needs that side.
Yes.
We can't live on our phones our whole life. You need contact. You need to talk to people. You need a hug every once in a while. You know what I mean? That's humanity. And so where they're going to lose some of that in other aspects of life because just how we do things now.
Right.
We need to go out of our way to put that back in because it's so important for the overall growth and well-roundedness of that human being.
Right.
To have all that.
Yes.
And this is how you set the table for critical thinking skills, problem-solving skills, all the things that, let's face it, we have a generation of kids that are lacking in some of these skill sets. And this is how we get it back, is doing stuff like going to the library on Saturday and going to story time or going to a fun music event or something like that. Come and do. And again, it's all free of charge.
Right.
Doesn't cost you a dime. All you got to do is get there, and you can get there by the bus or drive.
And
or
it's
come
not a
with
long
friends.
period of time that you're there. Like story time's only an hour.
Yeah.
So STEM is a come and go. So you just come and do your STEM activity, and then you leave.
Yeah,
you
go about the rest of your day.
Exactly.
Enjoy whatever else you're going to do, or whatever. But please utilize that library. It's a beautiful resource, and don't forget, adults. There's a lot for you to do too. I know we're talking about get kids in there and come out to these things, but your own mental health might need some of this too. Come in, if you're lonely or looking for things to do, and sometimes reading, getting activities that help nourish also help deal with some of those other issues you're having problems navigating with. So so please, and guess what? You might come to book club and make a friend, and you're like, oh gosh, forbid, I love reading the book, but you know what? Now I got someone to go to lunch to on Thursdays or whatever it is,
Exactly.
And that's the fun part. So come have some fun with us. Come meet some people. Come read some books. Come do things that are a little out of what you normally
hear
do.
music on a Sunday, whatever.
Yeah, come out, listen to a talks, or come and it's just a great way to do it. Again, probably your best resources to stay up to date is getting that calendar, put it on your fridge at home. But liking and follow the Roswell Public Library Facebook and Instagram pages are equally good ways to kind of get that to you. Don't forget, you can always go to the Roswell Public Library's main website, which is through the city of Roswell's website. If you go to roswell-nm.gov, there's a tab there for the library.
Yes.
Click that. There is a / like 405, but I don't remember what that is. So just go to or Google Roswell, New Mexico Public Library.
Okay. Yeah.
Because we put the NM, you might get Georgia, and they have a lot of cool stuff there, but that's a long haul to get to that library from there. So. Good deals. Or anything else we missed? Did we get everything in?
I think we got everything in.
Give out the phone number and the hours for anybody who might have those kinds of questions.
Okay, our phone number is 575-622-7101. Our hours are Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay.
Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
And Sunday is 2 to 6.
Yeah, and that's new. We're back open at Sunday hours and things. That was recently added here in the last month or two.
Correct.
So we're back to a full 7-day-a-week schedule at the library here. So the excuse that you had before will not work. The library is now open every day. You can go just about any day, all day, between 10 a.m. and really 6 p.m. every day, but 7 p.m. during Monday through Thursday there. But you can come every day, check out books, come, even if you're like, I just want to go find a corner of this building, grab me a book and sit there and read for 2 hours.
You can do it.
Come on down. Come enjoy it. Come find you a spot or find a magazine or grab, got all the newspapers and periodicals. So if you're like,
we even have a puzzle out for adults.
Oh, cool.
So we have adults that come in and
just
before
want to
they
work
get
on a puzzle?
before they choose their books, they'll go and sit down and try to put a few pieces together, and then they go choose their
I
book.
like that because I like the concept of putting puzzles together, but I don't always want the commitment of spending hours and hours to commit to building this thing.
Yes.
But if I just walk in every once in a while, I'll be like, ooh, and satisfy that itch of, made a piece fit. All right, cool. Now I can move on about my day.
And then come back and say, let's see how much is done.
Yeah. It's like, you can't start in the middle. You got to work on the edges. That's the rule. And then you start working on the edges. But I love that because everyone contributes. And I think when you're done with those, just put them in a frame and then we'll call them our community puzzles. And this was the one from November. This was the one from...
We don't have that much wall space.
You probably don't have much room. You got to get an archive facility for those. But very cool. Maybe auction them off for library funds. But again, stay up to date, stay involved, come by the library, utilize it. Again, everything they provide you is free of charge. All you got to do is get a library card and keep it up to date by turning in your stuff on time. And, so if you don't have a card, come on down front desk. They'll take care of you. If you haven't had a card in probably the last 10 years, or you have a card but haven't utilized it in about 10 years, you probably don't have a card anymore. So you might want to come and check on that. And if not, then they'll be happy to help you out with all that and get it reestablished.
They can call us and see if their card is still,
and
active.
If not, we just come and get it activated. So, no big deal. It's just pulling out application with your address and everything, and a way to contact you in case you forget to bring stuff back. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think we got it all here.
Yes.
I think I was trying to, one more thing. I was like, we'll catch it next time.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, thank you, Tracy. As always, appreciate the visit. And we'll see you here next time in a few weeks, I imagine.
Yes.
Talking about a whole new slurry of events and things that are coming up here.
Yes.
So good deal. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
Don't work too hard. Stay dry. Still might get wet today. So there's a chance.
Yummy food trucks, plus performances by the New Mexico School for the Arts Jazz Band, and don't forget the Artesia High School Band Cakewalk. Come hang out with us at this year's Art in the Park, October 14th and 15th at JC Park in Artesia. We'll see you there. This is an urgent appeal to vote in this upcoming election. The governor, with the full backing of the progressive liberals, has shut down our businesses, schools, damaged our communities, and your freedoms. Elect people to political office who will combat and resist the liberals' ruinous policies. Liberty is the key to prosperity, and we must elect people who will fight for that cause. Vote for Greg Nybert for State Representative District 59, and for Republicans who will restore our rights in our state and nation.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Representative. Richard Taylor, Treasurer.
Nutrient Ag Solutions, formerly Crop Production Services, is the world's largest supplier of crop inputs and services and is helping growers feed the future. While providing superior customer service, you can rely on Nutrien to deliver safe products on time to any location. If you need it, they have it. Nutrien understands your business and your needs. It's central to who they are. For more information on products and services, call Nutrient Ag Solutions, formerly Crop Production Services, at 575-748-3510. Nutrien, feeding the future.
If you need a Kubota that works and plays hard, stop looking. You'll find everything you need at Amigo Machinery. When it comes to tough Kubota tractors, mowers, construction equipment, and utility vehicles, all with low-rate financing, Amigo Machinery is your one-stop shop. We are passionately committed to providing our customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
Hey, good morning. We're closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News coming up next. Roswell Community Little Theater next hour. Stay tuned. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. KEND or Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. A couple dozen youngsters and a few adults rushed to the hospital following a carbon monoxide leak at a daycare center in Allentown, Pennsylvania. A 911 call for an unconscious child bringing a huge emergency response. Firefighters and EMTs responding. Their monitors warned of high levels of CO in the air. No word yet on the source of that leak. If Republicans retake control of Congress as a result of the midterm elections, it may not go well for some high-ranking members of the Biden team, including the president himself.
We need to impeach Joe Biden. Number 2, we need to impeach Secretary Mayorkas. And number 3, we should impeach Merrick Garland.
Georgia Republican Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, if the GOP wins the House majority in November, she is poised to become an influential player, shaping the Republican agenda. The U.S. Supreme Court rejecting Dylan Roof's appeal of his death sentence. The 2015 massacre at a predominantly black church, Charleston, South Carolina. 9 people were killed in the shootings at Mother Emanuel AME Church in Charleston. The southern Ukrainian city of Zaporizhia is hit by a new round of Russian missile attacks today. The latest strikes come as the death toll from yesterday's Russian attacks across Ukraine continues to rise.
Ukraine's State Emergency Service say that at least 19 people were killed and over 100 others wounded in Monday's Russian missile strikes across Ukraine. The service adds critical infrastructure facilities were hit in Kyiv and 12 other regions, and 301 cities and towns were without power. Russia on Monday retaliated for an attack on a critical bridge by unleashing its most widespread strikes against Ukraine in months. They hit at least 14 areas, with most attacks far from the war's front lines. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
More on these stories at townhall.com.
Losing your family's home movies and photos would be devastating. That's why Legacy Box exists, to preserve your family's recorded moments digitally, ensuring they're safe forever. Think of the time and money your family invested to capture family vacations, birthdays, even your wedding. Recording a lifetime of memories was a commitment. Camcorders cost thousands, and cameras required film and development. Legacy Box is the final step to preserve your family's past. Thankfully, it doesn't require another big investment. Legacy Box is safe, simple, and affordable. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box to convert their analog media to digital. You owe it to your family to safeguard your memories. Become your family's hero and save them before it's too late. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering an exclusive discount when you go to legacybox.com/LBox. That's legacybox.com/LBox.
An animal cruelty law in California could raise costs of pork nationwide, and the U.S. Supreme Court is hearing the case.
The case before the High Court is Proposition 12, passed by California voters in 2018, but has yet to go into effect. It says the pork sold in the state must come from pigs whose mothers were raised with at least 24 square feet of space. That rules out confined metal crates that are common in the pork industry. The National Pork Producers Council and the American Farm Bureau Federation sued over the law, arguing that most of the pork consumed in California comes from other states, and that complying with Proposition 12 could cost the industry $290 million to $350 million. Donna Warder, Washington.
Israel's prime minister says the country has reached an historic agreement with neighboring Lebanon over their shared maritime border after months of negotiations. Townhall.com. The threat of a rail strike persists.
The third largest railroad union in the United States has rejected a deal with employers, renewing the possibility of a potential strike, although both sides will be returning to the bargaining table. Over half of the track maintenance workers represented by the Brotherhood of Maintenance of Ways Employees Division, who voted, opposed the 5-year contract despite 24% raises and $5,000 in bonuses. Union President Tony Cardwell says the railroad did not do enough to address the lack of paid time off, particularly sick time, and working conditions after the major railroads eliminated nearly a third of their jobs over the past 6 years. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
A lower open on Wall Street this morning. The stock market extending its 5-day losing streak. Right now, the Dow is down about 126 points. The Nasdaq Composite Index off 184 and the S&P 43 points lower. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
Well, they call it a deuce, isn't it?
Try. It's a bit...
It's foggy down here.
Got a London feel this morning, a little foggy.
It's nice. I like it.
Eat some bangers and mash.
It really evokes in me the need to eat fried fish out of newspaper.
Actually, it evokes my desire to want to watch Scooby-Doo.
Kinda. A little bit. A little bit. I get that.
All the episodes of Scooby-Doo, I'd say 2/3 were in scenes of fog. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm talking OG.
Oh, yeah.
80s. I don't know what they're showing now, but whatever they showed back when I was a kid.
A lot of that was just limited animation at the time.
Back when they could nail big celebrities like the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, yeah, of course. They had to hide the background. So
yes.
A lot of stuff. So
yeah. Well, and by the way, mask technology must have been great back then because they almost get away with it every week, and no one's like, the quality of mask is really good. I mean, you know what I mean? Everyone just assumes they're ghosts. So they got
it's always just angry shopkeeps.
Yeah, and they always pull a mask off, and you're like, I don't know.
Old man Richards.
I bought a bunch of masks in my day, and none of them have been
they're never that good.
Never fooled.
With moving mouths.
Yeah,
those are incredibly expensive.
I haven't fooled a whole town.
I'm telling you. That's who we should be tracking down is who's masking these people.
Yeah, and how come these pesky kids are the only ones that can spot the fake? But anyway, it's foggy out.
It's a little foggy out, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, every time I think, I just picture like a bad guy from Scooby-Doo in like a yellow rain slicker with the hat and everything. It's like, you kids need to leave. You know, whatever it is. That's when I see this weather. That's what I think of.
Out. Yeah.
And then I have a weird craving for fish sticks, and I don't know why on that either. But
wrapped in newspapers.
That's right.
I'm telling you. Or like just a giant sandwich.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gordon's. Gordon's fish.
That always felt like, well, I was leaning more towards like the Scooby-Doo thing again.
Yeah.
That always felt like overkill. Like, that's just too much sandwich. You could accomplish the same thing in just like 3 layers. You don't have to go giant with it. You could have made 7 sandwiches off of that.
I know, but
now I appreciate that he's carb conscious.
I was about to say maybe his bread to meat ratio. He was like, I don't have enough bread, but I got all this meat.
Kind of doled out sandwiches for the entire team.
I know what to do.
You think for yourselfer?
Yeah, it's like you watch Man vs. Food or something, and they have those like a burger challenge, and in some of them they're like, instead of going with one giant burger patty, they go with like 10 burger patties, and you're like, you literally can't eat it in the way you want it to eat it, because there's no way, unless you've got the jaw of a snake, you're not going to
unhinge my jaw real quick.
Yeah,
you squeeze it down into like a bite-sized bite.
But and in all fairness, if these said businesses wanted to do a legit hard, not saying that wouldn't be hard as it is, most of us can't do it,
right?
But if you broke that down, like you said, into more sandwiches, as opposed to, that's actually a harder challenge.
That is a much harder challenge because there's much more bread.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm just saying.
I'm surprised. I'll say this. I'm surprised that White Castle has not taken advantage of the Harold and Kumar challenge.
I figured you'd think, they would have one.
Yeah. Well, you know that there's people that go in and order their order all the time.
Problem is, that's just it. I think people can finish that one. Because when you've got the combination of marijuana,
it's true.
12:30 a.m.
Yeah,
and White Castle burgers, you could literally move mountains.
It's true. You don't even have to chew them things. You can just swallow them like hamburger vitamins. Really.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, that's a challenge that they might lose money on. That's.
I'll tell you, a challenge, like a real good food challenge, is literally the one they have over at Backdraft. Yeah, just because it's a great many things on a plate. It's not like one mass thing. It's a great many things.
Casey could not do it, by the way. He could not beat the challenge,
and that's saying something. Food won.
Yeah,
food beat man.
And as someone that, I haven't watched every episode, but I've seen my fair share of Man vs. Food, both Casey and Adam versions.
Right. I've seen mostly the Adam version. I haven't really seen much of
I've
Casey's.
seen quite a few of the Casey's.
I've just seen the one from here.
Pound for pound, Casey's a better eater.
You think?
Yeah.
Because see, Adam was the man, dude.
Casey can eat.
And that he didn't put down this challenge, that's saying something.
But he put down a lot of challenges. He made a dent. I ain't gonna lie. I was impressed. But he could not finish it. But he can, like, I think he specializes in the heat more than the quantity.
Gotcha.
But he can handle quantity, because I've seen him put down things I'm like, ooh, that's
so he's
rough.
Better with like Inferno wings than.
But I think if you give him heat challenges, he fares better on those than he does on quantities of food. Where I think Adam Richmond was more into quantities.
He was definitely into quantities.
Like
of
food. If you got heat, you could get him. And whereas Casey, you've got a better shot at.
He always used to buckle at like the wing challenge.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the one I'm specifically thinking of in my head, he couldn't make it through.
Casey plows through those. Anything that's heat related, I've never seen him lose yet. Not saying he hasn't. I haven't watched every episode, but everyone I've seen, I've never seen him lose it.
It's now getting to the point. I mean, it was to this point a few years ago, but now, in my opinion, it's getting to the point where it's just ridiculous how hot they're making things. I saw a piece of gum. It's the world's hottest piece of bubble gum.
Okay.
It's called Trouble Bubble.
Why would you want hot gum?
It's 15.9 million Scoville units. That chocolate I ate was 9.
Yeah.
And it nearly killed me. The whole challenge is to chew it enough to where you can blow a bubble.
Oh, that's just dumb.
That's ridiculous, because you're going to be swallowing the liquid from the gum and you're keeping it in your mouth the whole time, so it's a prolonged burn. I don't think I could pull that off.
It's rough.
Is
there a flavor?
Yeah, they said it tastes like bubble gum. Like it looks and tastes like a.
I don't know if they had
like a piece of bubble gum.
we had like a uber hot big red situation going on here,
No.
or was it something more fruity heat, or
it just feels eventually someone is going to die from this if it hadn't already happened.
Well,
I mean,
well, they already which I don't know if it makes me feel manly or dumb. I'm not sure which. But I guess now that they got those Pocky chip challenges like everywhere, and you can buy them at grocery stores and convenience stores, and back when I did it, it was a little more. It was kind $50 for one of those chips, and you couldn't get them but on the internet.
Yeah.
Now you can get them at Allsups for like $10 or something.
Yeah, but still, it's $10 for one chip, but
it was $50 for one when we did it.
I know. So
Same old stale dry chip.
You did it before it was the cool thing to do.
Yeah, but like a lot of kids were getting sick off of it, and then I'm kind of like, am I more manly?
It didn't. Yeah, it didn't really shake you.
It didn't. Well, I mean, it was hot, and I didn't like it, but I wasn't. I literally went and ate Asian Market an hour later.
Now I do wonder if maybe the new ones are hotter.
Maybe.
Like I'd be curious to get a hold of two of them just so we can try.
I guess dummies like us. Well, not me. I didn't pay the $50, but all those idiots that paid $50, Thomas Beard, that you funded the $10 ones over here. You know, because he bought 4 of them chips.
Yeah, because it was
like a couple $100 worth of chips he bought.
The Dodge Boys, and him,
Jeffrey.
Right? Oh, and Jeff, yeah.
Yeah, it was me and Jeffrey for Team Radio, and we had 2 guys from Richland.
Yeah,
and who I think they were still Desert Sun.
It was Desert Sun at the time. Yeah,
at the time, but yeah, and Malcolm and Joel.
Oh, see, I thought you had the Dodge Boys do it.
Well, they were Dodge Boys.
No, but I mean, I thought you had the boys.
No. They didn't want to do it.
The
boys. So they sent Malcolm and Joel. Malcolm
the lackeys.
Malcolm is still a Dodge boy. I believe Joel's a member of our Roswell Police Department. Now. But yes, the 4 of us and Jeffrey. So that'd be 4. We did the Pocky Chip Challenge. If you go to our video feed and scroll a couple years back, you'll find the whole deal. And
it'd be great if we could like find it and like feature it. I think that'd be awesome.
We crowbarred it. Oh,
I was
is it
gonna
gone?
say because we switched over since then from pro or the live.
Oh yeah, bummer.
Live stream to Boxcast and all that.
We have to go dig that up.
I thought we put it on YouTube.
Maybe, I don't know.
It might be on our YouTube channel.
It was a few years ago.
I'd have to go look.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's definitely, or we could just remake it. There is always that option.
I feel like I've been there, done that.
You're like, I don't want to do it again.
I mean, no, it's not that I don't mind doing it. I just don't see the point. Like I've already surpassed that.
Mm-hmm.
What?
The point is for good radio.
Yeah, but if it's the same one we've already done and I already know what's going to happen.
I still got that chocolate in the other room. It's even older now, and it's exposed to air.
See, you're perpetuating these gum people.
I started out saying it's stupid, but honestly, there are some I kind of want to try. Like there's the world's hottest gummy bear. That one's like, I think, 8 million. I've done 9, so I mean.
Why is it all sweet stuff they want you to? I mean, the chips not, but like gummy bears and gum, and they're going sweet with the heat. And I don't like sweet heat challenges. Like to me, gum hot does not taste good. Gummy bear hot does not taste good.
Yeah,
chocolate hot is not my preference for chocolate.
Nor mine.
Yeah.
For the record.
You know, if you're going to give me something hot, I want it like something tasty hot. And by the way, the biggest problem with that Pocky Chip Challenge wasn't the heat. It was the dry staleness. Literally, it's like leaving a Dorito chip in your couch, forgetting about it for about a year and a half, pulling it up from the couch cushion and eating it. That's what those chips tasted like.
Well,
and then they got 80 million Scoville hot. And that's why it was hard, because my theory was to try to...
Mike's like, just give me some salsa.
But it's so old and dry that you literally had to build up a big thing of saliva to get it down. And that's where they get you.
Maybe that's the...
Because that chip, the chip is so stale and dry and old that you need copious amounts of spit just to swallow it, which is generating all that heat in your mouth. Because I was going to try to, but you couldn't do it because that thing's so dry and stale. I mean, it's like now I know what it feels like when a homeless guy finds something in a couch for sick. I feel like that's what I ate.
Wonder though if you just didn't get a bad chip.
Well, all four of us had the same reaction to the chip.
Is that an open package or is that still a chip?
No, it's an open.
Okay.
There was a chip.
Because I saw the package there a while back. I was like, I wonder if that'd be even staler now.
That was the casket box that my chip had resided in that I ate. Yes, that's my box.
I see.
I kept it for
as you do.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was
put yourself through hell. You got to have a trophy.
And my two big issues was that dryness, and then about a minute into the challenge, Jeffrey's sitting right. I'm sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey's because Gene's running the show because I'm in the challenge. Yeah. And so I'm sitting on the end here. Jeffrey was sitting here in the corner. And about a minute into the challenge, and this is why I wish we had the tape because you could hear it on there. I'm sitting there talking. All of a sudden, I hear this. Rup, rup, rup. I'm like, oh, it was. But he's like, I was like, don't you puke on me. I'm going to punch you if you puke on me. Because I was already mad, miserable. And he's about to hurl on me. I was like, I will punch you straight in the face if you.
That would have been great.
He did not. But I was like, I will punch you right in the face if you hurl on me.
I get the hiccups. I mean, that's always something.
Well, his was like that hiccup / all I can think of is if you watched Everybody Loves Raymond, and you have to be kind of a fan of the show to understand this, but Ray's brother had a nervous tick in public and like public speak and like they were at one of their relatives' funeral and it kicked in and he's like sitting there and Ray's doing the eulogy and his brother's in the audience. All of a sudden you hear burp, burp, burp. Every time he got nervous he started to, and that was the noise that Jeffrey was making.
Which I understand because at that point, the liquid that's coming up in your throat is acidic, so it's like heartburn.
It hit him hard. I think it knocked.
It's acid reflux at that point.
I think it knocked his breathing off kilter, and I was just like, "You throw up on me, I'm gonna punch you right in the face." And here's the part that makes me feel awesome because of course, Jeffrey was doing his thing. And Joel and Malcolm, they all did it. And they had to do a couple extra things because they had side bets.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think Joel had to go an extra 5 minutes or something and lick the chip before he put it in his mouth or lick his lips before he put something he had to do. He had to do extra stuff.
Right.
But he made a couple $100, I think, off of bets at work. And, but both of them got sick later.
Really?
Yeah, I got a video of one of them puking. And then they told me the other one got sick too. And I'm like, and then Jeffrey felt a little off, and I'm like, I'm kind of hungry. And so
you just went and ate.
I called me the champ. At that one, I beat everybody.
Yeah.
Because I went and had Asian Market and had a delightful meal about 45 minutes later.
You want it hot?
Yeah.
No.
At the end of the day, I feel like I won that challenge. I mean, handled it the best.
You're not wrong.
I feel like I was the champion of that Pocky Chip challenge.
Yeah. And you're also the one with the colonoscopy afterwards to prove that
like the 12 of them. I had like 4 of them in a year and a half. They were not to do with that thing. It's because of the other bad things I eat in my life. But yeah. Have our guests come yet?
Not quite yet.
Okay.
My friend just texted me, said, turn on the news and look it up on YouTube. Biden's about to switch the federal marijuana laws, reversing the schedule, which they said he was going to. So I'd be curious if that's actually a follow through.
I don't know what all this means and all that and whether Congress, but all I know is if marijuana federally gets legal, that industry is going to go on. It's going to tilt
100%.
Because right now, because it's not federally legal, it's only legal in many states. You can't transport it across state lines because that's a federal crime and all that. So pretty much all marijuana and cannabis production is done locally in state level. They stay within the states with which they serve. Once those feds come down, some of those companies are going to go national. But then you're going to get big boy companies like Anheuser-Busch, Marlboro, or Philip Morris. These companies that are going to get in the game if they're not already in the game planning and doing but they're going to start unrolling or the pun or rolling their products out. And when that happens, it's gonna like you're gonna go good, bad, or ugly, depending on how you think of it. Like I literally think like when you go to Allsups to buy cigarettes or something, you're going to have it just sitting there like
yeah,
no
I've
big
made
deal.
the joke before. It'll be like a pack of Marlboro Greens.
Yeah.
You know?
And same thing with, now that, and it's going to get crazy
It'll be
at first.
$37 for a pack, sure.
Oh, then supply and demand will dictate that, and then it'll come down. But you're also going to see everything in the planet with weed, and they're going to.
But see, I don't think it's going to get quite to that level.
It already has, and we haven't got federal level yet. It
has on like a homeopathic level.
Yeah, and
to
it's
the
going
point
to
where it's like
continue.
the small mom and pops. What I mean is, you don't see like Jim Beam infused Doritos.
Not yet.
No, I'm saying like alcohol.
Right.
So I'm saying it's probably our guess. I'm saying if I'm sure it'll be metered quite in a lot of the ways like alcohol is, to where it's not going to just be infused in products.
Right.
That aren't sold, say, in like a dispensary setting.
What I think is you're going to get because you got the artisan-y stuff going on now. That's going to go on a national level for a bit, and then it'll scale back when products that people actually want will rise to the surface. Ones that people think are just dumb gimmicks will go the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
But there will be a sweet spot where you're going to get cannabis-infused Kleenex, cannabis-infused everything.
It is pretty funny to me when I hear, like, I have a friend who works at one of the dispensaries in town.
Yeah.
And it's just funny to me how he always tells me about that they have infused tortillas.
Right.
Like he's having fajitas with infused tortillas.
Yeah,
I'm like, I mean, I know you can, but does that mean that you should?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It does feel a bit too far.
So if it does do that, that's what's going to happen.
I admire the entrepreneurship of these people, the ingenuity. It takes a lot of sitting down and really putting the spurs to your brain to kind of come up with stuff like this.
Cannabis now is what the internet was 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's everybody and their uncle's going to get in on it.
Yeah,
they're going to have a big boom. A bunch of people are going to lose their butt when they realize they don't know what they're doing.
They're already calling it the green rush. Like it's been a big deal for
it's
a long
already
time.
happened. But
right
when it goes federal, that it's legal.
Right.
It's gonna.
What I'm curious about is
the dam will bust wide open.
What's going to happen as far as on a judicial level? I mean, with arrests and stuff. I mean,
they're already trying to deal with that now and trying to.
Are they going to like reverse charges for people?
That's what they're talking. Yeah.
There's people who have.
I think federally, that's what he did. Didn't he do the other last week or something?
He was talking about
federal people that are convicted of federal marijuana charges have been pardoned
to a point. I think, but there's people who have spent years in jail. Now, granted, those people were moving mountains, and usually it probably wasn't just marijuana.
I think dealing is still but all those people caught with dime bags on them and stuff, they went to jail. Yeah, those people. But yeah, if you're a drug kingpin and you're selling kilos of the stuff,
he's like. But why? I was also selling weed. Yeah, I was selling fentanyl and heroin, but I was also selling weed.
Yeah, but we'll see.
Now our guess.
Very good. Let's see. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We're gonna have the folks from the Roswell Community Theater join us. Their next production debuts this weekend. Agatha Christie's The Unexpected Guest this weekend and next. So we'll talk about that. I can't see who my guests are, but I'll get a text here from the boss there here in a minute. But they're going to join us in just a few. We'll talk all about their upcoming play, which premieres this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then next Friday and Saturday, Sunday at the Roswell Community Theater. So we'll talk about that in just a few. Before we do that, though, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have dry air back in place over eastern New Mexico. We have high pressure over the Four Corners area and extending down into our area, 80 for the afternoon high today, and we can expect plenty of sunshine through the day. Overnight it'll be clear, mid-50s, and then we're looking at upper 70s and low 80s and sunshine for Wednesday. Clear Wednesday night, upper 70s, and sunny Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 53 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 53%. I'm sorry, 93%. my old eyes. Winds currently out of the south at 3 miles per hour. We do have actually a pretty nice day. Sunny skies, high near 80. South winds at around 5 to 10 miles per hour For tonight, mostly clear skies with an overnight low of 54. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for your Wednesday, sunny, 81 for a high tomorrow. Winds will be out of the southeast at around 5 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny, looks like a high of 79. Winds out of the northwest 5 to 10. Friday, sunny, 78. And then for the weekend, we're looking at partly cloudy and 82 on Saturday. 50% chance of showers on Sunday. Partly cloudy, highs right around 70. All right, it is 8:28. We're going to take about a 4-minute break, and then we'll talk with the folks from the Roswell Community Little Theater. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now, I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4455.
It's October, and that means it's time to paint Roswell Honda pink. We partnered up with the Chaves County Cancer Fund to help raise much-needed money, and we are gearing up for another amazing year. Roswell Honda is giving away some great prizes, including 3 Michael Kors designer purses, pretty in pink, of course. Stop by for a free entry or 3 entries with a qualified test drive. And that's not all. With new inventory arriving daily and over 100 quality pre-owned vehicles on the lot, there's never been a better time to get behind the wheel. Here's Joe Salzar to tell you all about it.
Don't let vehicle pricing rumors fool you. With Roswell Honda's market-based program tool, we are making it easier than ever to get the best deal in southeastern New Mexico. And with every vehicle sold in the month of October, we will donate $50 to the Chaves County Cancer Fund.
Join us Saturday, October 29th from 10 to 1 p.m. We will have a special performance by the Charlie's Angels. Bring cash to support the cause and purchase goods from our many vendors. Help us make it happen for the Chaves County Cancer Fund, and let's paint Roswell Honda pink.
The VA reports 149,756 military veterans living here in New Mexico. What doesn't get reported much are steps to improve their quality of life and honor their service. Did you know that major improvements are coming to our only long-term skilled nursing home for New Mexico veterans? Back in July, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham announced $60 million for upgrades and new home-like residences at the state's Veterans Home in Tier C. And she cut New Mexico's income tax on military retirement for the next 5 years. She's invested millions of dollars towards veteran cemeteries, a new Vietnam memorial wall, and towards the construction of a new Navajo Code Talkers Museum and Veterans Center in New Mexico. And she approved major upgrades to the Baton Memorial Park near Silver City this year too. As the daughter of a military veteran, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham is a champion of New Mexico vets they can count on. Let's keep her.
Paid for by New Mexicans for Michelle.
Approved by Michelle Lujan Grisham.
Now through October 31st, all new customers who sign up for Plateau True Fiber Internet will receive their first 3 months of internet for free. With Plateau True Fiber, you have no data caps, no hidden fees, and symmetrical upload and download internet speed. And right now, when new customers use offer code RSWTRA and visit in-store or call 877-752-8328, you will get your first 3 months of Plateau True Fiber Internet for free. That's up to $240 in savings. Plateau True Fiber. Tried, true, trusted. Offer is redeemable only for new Roswell customers in Plateau Fiber eligible zones. Must sign up for one.
Prepare for the scare. The city of Roswell presents Night of the Living Zoo, October 28th and 29th at the Spring River Zoo, with spooktastic fun for the whole family, including carnival games, a bouncing castle, carousel, and of course, trick-or-treating with lots of candy. Wear your Halloween costumes and prepare for the affair of the spooky season. Admission is only $5. Kids 3 and under are free. free. Get tickets and more info at roswell-connect.com. Night of the Living Zoo, October 28th and 29th at the Spring River Zoo in Roswell. See you there.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The catfish has over 27,000 taste buds. Do you think they prefer fried or blackened? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:33, and joining us in the studio this morning from the Roswell Community Little Theater, Beverly Coots and Guy Malone back with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning,
Mike.
Thanks for having us.
Anytime. Well, it looks like you're excited and ready, big smiling faces. So I think all is a go for Curtains Rising Friday night's first performance. Everything all ready to go for that opening curtain and that opening night, or is it like, yeah, we'll be ready.
We'll be ready.
Yeah.
We're very ready. Actually,
no, it's a great cast.
Yeah,
Louis is a fabulous director. So, yeah, I think the audience will have some supreme entertainment, and the mystery is awesome.
Yeah, this is kind of a slight change of pace to some of the more recent plays and things at the Community Little Theater. This time you went with, well, Halloween. It is October. It's the Halloween month. And,
good timing.
You know, spooky and all that. So we said, let's go a little classic horror and mystery with Agatha Christie. And Agatha Christie's The Unexpected Guest is the next play that, now from what I hear, the director, Louise, this has been like her dream to do Agatha Christie for a long time. So this is like something that's kind of been a long time coming for her. Is that accurate?
Yes, and it shows as we rehearse. She's so happy and so into it, and she really is enjoying. This is one of her, maybe not her first drama, but one of the dramas that she's done in a long time.
Gotcha.
So she usually does comedy. So
well, and I'm kind of curious for you guys as actors and things, is what's harder? Is comedy harder to pull off than drama or the suspense type stuff, or is there no difference? Because I mean, it's people look for different things in those types of plays, and you know, being funny, at least for me, seems easier than being, let's face it, a bad guy, and things like that.
There you go. It's a personal, it's a personality type, I bet, as well. Some people might do really well playing comedic. I do okay. I've got facial exaggerations and the timing. I bet if you're doing comedy, you have to be so intentional in your timing.
That's true too.
It might be said that comedy is probably the hardest or the highest form of theater
depends
art.
On the personality. If you kind of tend to be a comedic natured anyway, that's probably easy for you. But if you tend to be, then there's certain people that just play great villains. You know what I mean? They're nicest people on the planet, but when you put them in character, I mean, there's certain actors in the movie world that you look at and you're like, oh my goodness, he's not a bad guy in this one. This is weird. You know what I mean? And
well, I gotta plug Guy because he's usually in a comedic role.
Yeah,
but he's very
most of the time we see guys
sinister and
so you had to play your inner bad guy.
He's doing really well.
Louise and Deonna had to really work to draw it out of me. They're I'd come up for a rehearsal, meaner. I want that to be meaner, and they had to draw out my inner bad guy. It is a little different type of a role for me, and once I wrapped my head around the character, it became easier and easier to play. Louise gave us a homework assignment to do your character sketch or analysis, and that has helped a ton because I would have, the first time we talked about it, I thought the guy was just a little desperate or an opportunist on the first or even second reading, so I'd play him this way. He's probably a good guy, tough situation, and then after the third or fourth, I'm like, no, he's evil. He lied to the police from the first chance he got. He's planning something. He's up to something bad. So it gave me a lot of freedom to go ahead and just be.
So let me ask: does it take a lot of to basically get in the mindset that's really out of your character normally? Whether it's comedic, obviously is one way, but to get to a point, because to really pull off anger and scary, you gotta evoke that emotion. It's like if someone's not really mad and they're trying to act mad, you can kind of spot that. You know what I mean? You're like, I don't feel very intimidated by this guy just yelling at me. But when you look at someone's eyes and you see you know what I mean? Like that beatiness.
There's a scene in this play, exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Guy and Michael Bozeman go head to head, and man, they get it spot on. It's so much fun to watch.
So is it hard? Do you have to get yourself to that place, or
a little? Yeah, it's fun though. It's like once you're in character for a month or more.
Gotcha.
That's what Deonna said. Her as assistant director, her kids are just used to it. Whenever she takes on her role, she is that person. For 2 months.
Because you hear about method actors, and you hear about there's a few famous ones. Daniel Day-Lewis comes off the top of my head as one that like when he does Lincoln, you're like, no, for 2 months he's Lincoln. You better call him Lincoln, kind of thing. And I understand that, but it seems like for roles like this, you almost have to have a little bit of that. Maybe not to the point where Guy Malone the rest of his day is going around being mean and rude to people at his day job and all that, but certainly when you're at the theater and it's time to do those scenes, I imagine you're thinking of people that ticked you off or just stuff that you know what I mean?
Oh, I want to know.
You know what I mean?
It's worked into my vocabulary a little bit.
That place,
Yeah. As I say, sir. It does carry with me throughout the day and as I'm talking and doing other things.
Because it's no different than like if you're crying or, sadness or any of those other emotions, to do it in a believable way on a stage, or you almost have to go to some dark places yourself to get you there at that point. It's like, because let's face it, fake crying that isn't done right looks bad. And you're just like, it actually detracts from the performance and things. But
it's great comedy.
Exactly. but in a moment where
when you don't want it to be,
you turn and that actor's got tears going down your face, like, whoa, this is serious. You know what I mean? And people automatically treat it as such. So so I imagine, and something like Agatha Christie, you got to go that way otherwise it looks like a comedy and not what it's meant to be. So, so I imagine is that probably the biggest challenge, is the emotional roller coaster of playing the characters in this.
Beverly's got some crying to do in this. A little grieving, we'll say.
I really have to work at it because by nature, I try to joke everything off.
Gotcha.
I love improv, which is supposed to be funny.
Sure.
So there's not much room for improv with my character. She's very straight-laced.
Gotcha.
And that's good. It's very challenging for me, but I've really enjoyed the role.
Gotcha.
It's fun. Yeah.
Good.
The emotions are super high, though. I mean, as a cast and knowing what's going to happen, we did one scene where I know I still had the chills, like 3 or 4. That's like the third or fourth time we did it.
Right.
And the way the sergeants deliver their thing. But the emotion, we've had Louise and Deonna both commenting on how well some of you people are making those emotional crescendos and highs and lows. It's pretty emotional with a mom and a son and other.
How does obviously with a director giving you notes and things like that, how does that, does that, I mean, obviously it helps as far as overall, but obviously everybody has their own idea of what the character should be, and I would imagine there are times where you don't agree with the director or the director agree. You know what I mean? How does that interaction work? Because at the same time, this is the director's baby, and the director's like, this is my vision. I'm the director. You do my vision. But it's a creative ensemble. You always want the input, and sometimes the angle of which you play it or bring it may be better. And I mean, how does that dance work for everybody? Is
ultimately,
everyone, obviously a director's in charge and it's what the director says goes, but is it pretty collaborative on the creative side as far as
I'd say it is,
how a certain thing's done or how a sentence is uttered or something like that?
The director has the authority. You obey the director. Ultimately, I mean, they've read the play 10 times before you were ever cast as that role, most likely.
Yeah.
So they understand it a little better. But part of being a good director is drawing out the best in your actors. So what they always tell us, I think it's a constant for the theater, is whatever's on your mind, just go with it.
Right.
Overdo it, do it huge, do it big, make yourself look stupid.
Sure.
And if it works, everybody's like, yay. And then, but otherwise, the director will, they encourage you to be over the top.
Sure.
But if it doesn't work, they'll be, okay, just draw it down a little bit.
Sure.
Up until this point or whatever like that. So they want us to come with our best creative
go
zany.
big, go home. And if it's too big, we can wheel it go back a little bit. Yeah. It's a lot harder to bring it up than bring it down. If that's, if you're this way, then it's like, all right, we got you level-wise. Let's bring you down a little bit. But if someone's comatose, it's a lot harder to bring them to a place that's a lot higher energy level. So if that makes sense.
Oh, well, it's correct.
And the other thing that I'd add about RCLT, and I don't know, you have a lot more experience with RCLT. I'm kind of new, only in the last couple of years, but
me too.
But that's true. Okay, never mind. I'll just speak with authority.
Y'all are all veterans now.
So what I notice is that every single director I've had the opportunity to work with they're so very good and so very talented. And for a community theater, I just got to say, Roswell is unique.
Absolutely.
Very little infighting, very little territory. The directors are strongly committed to a successful play.
Yeah.
So they want the same thing that the cast wants, and we come together as a team, basically.
It just works out. And and the good news is it's the communal theater. It's a close knit group.
It is.
We're always looking for new folks to come and join and be a part.
And it's a great program.
It's a very social friendly group, and when you're not quote unquote working, you're still hanging out in social. After the work's done, you're like, all right, let's get a pizza together. Let's go and do something.
We do plan that. In fact, we had a group that went out to Carlsbad's little theater yesterday, Sunday.
And that's almost every month or whenever they've got something.
3 or 4 a year.
And vice versa. They're coming up to see y'all's plays, too. Yeah,
you're right. And we also have a group planned to go see the Addams Family at Way Off Broadway.
Nice.
So we do group outings and membership, plus one, bring someone.
Well, it makes sense because at the end of the day, all of you have the same loves and passions and interests. Why not do it together and share together and collaborate together? I know in years past there has been a bit of a divisive feel there and things, but at the end of the day, it's like, why? You all love the same thing? Let's do it all together. It's like it's like, you love sports, I love sport. Well, let's do sports together. You love playing acting, I love it. Let's do acting together. It just makes sense. But I love that fam. I think that's what makes it work. I think that's what makes the plays better. I mean, obviously, you guys work. I mean, the amount of nights that the whole cast and crew are spending, there's
3 and 4 a week.
Yeah, there's 6 performances here. That's the easy part. To be honest.
You're right.
Showtime is the least work day of the bunch. The rest of the time is when they're doing all the work, whether it's learning the lines, learning the scenes, or, oh, by the way, we got to build a backdrop back here. Can you nail some hammer nails here? By the way, we're short a few costumes. Can we
please?
Yeah. So it's not like Broadway where you roll up and do your gig and go home and make $1 million. This is all people that love doing this, and when they're not in front of the house, playing the lead, they're back there building a doorway for the next play, or they're setting up lines for a next event coming up here, or whatever. That's what it's all about. So, I think all you guys need to do is just come and enjoy the fruits of this labor. There's going to be 6 different performances. It's every. I'm telling you, the first performance, it gets busy after that. So if you definitely, they'll always get you in. They will all, they will work. But I'm telling you, after weekend 1, weekends 2 tickets are going to be a little bit harder to get.
I think so with this play.
So
it's really good.
Advanced tickets are your friend. You can always get them at the door, but I'm telling you, and get them. But go online, go in the Roswell Theater website, which is roswelltheater.com. Spell theater like live theater, not like movie theater.
R-E at the end, the classic fancy spelling.
Yeah, it's like because I always remember how to spell theater. It's the eater. I think I've said that on the radio a time or two. That's how I remember, and I'm like, it's the eater, but dyslexic eater. T-R-E.
Yeah.
But there you can go, and you're going to see, when you get there, you'll see actually a little scrolling thing with several upcoming events and things. Click on the one for the unexpected guest, and that'll it'll give you the show dates, times. You can order your tickets directly right through there, and then, pay with your card, everything, and then all you need to do is on the night of your performance, show up and say, "Hi, I'm here," and they give you a ticket and let you in, and they maybe want to get a bottle of water or a shirt or something. Usually they have some stuff there for sale and things. Or usually
we do.
Some.
We have almost a concession, but you have to eat it in the lounge.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I was
in between. There's a 20-minute intermission.
Yeah.
We're pretty
Plenty of time
excited
to eat
about
a
our
candy bar.
The dinner, though.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about our immersive dinner as well that goes along with this play.
Yes,
So-
this is like for the last several plays now. You guys have been doing an immersive dinner, and basically it's a night of usually a great dinner. The cast serves as your hosts for the night in character. They generally will be giving you, especially with a murder mystery type performance like this one is, they generally give you insight on some things. So things that are part of the story that you may not pick up in the actual live performance. It's kind of like if you like watching like Walking Dead and all those shows. It's like going to watch The Talking Dead afterwards. Where you get the inside skinny on everything. The immersive dinner is kind of like a live dinner version of Talking Dead after Walking Dead, where you get that immersive, and of course the characters are in character and you can talk and interact with the character as they serve you a delicious.
Yeah, we had to
meal.
schedule this after both weekend performances.
Yeah.
Because interacting with the characters, there could be a lot of spoilers and stuff. This is accurately, as someone who's read it and played it to the end, accurately described as it will keep you guessing wrongly until the end. You do not figure out who the real killer is until the reveal, honestly.
Well, there's a reason why Agatha Christie's a masterful writer and and storyteller. And she's a legend, and because this story, amongst her many others, are brilliantly written stories, and
That's right.
it's a good story. It's just
it's fun.
I'm curious for you guys. Does that make it easier? Like when because obviously a screenplay is probably different than the book. It's not the same. I mean, the story's the same, but the dialogue, the scenes and things some are changed, or to make work on a theater versus in a book where the whole world's your universe, and certain things you can recreate on stage, certain things you just can't accurately. Right. I was curious. Does when you have something that's written by someone as legendary as an Agatha Christie or as well known, does it make it easier because of the way they write, where because good writers are very better at painting a picture. That's what makes them so great and in essence, they're painting a picture for you, and you guys are taking that word and turning it into something you can see and tangible.
And that's why most decent scripts for a play are written by someone else, not the author.
Not the author.
This one is written by someone else.
Sure.
Fully licensed. And in order to do that, they have to be skilled at compacting scene and the use of dialogue to expose the plot, which is contrary to what most good authors write.
They got to describe smells and
they got to put it all in the dialogue.
Yeah.
But it's really up to the director and the actors to make that work. And so we've had a lot of fun with this particular play because we've had to really bring alive some things that any author would just tell or show in scene. So it's a lot of fun.
So it causes you kind of be creative. And you're like, all right, it's supposed to be kind of a serene, spooky. How do we recreate that without saying that's what it is?
But there's Easter eggs, and there's no wasted dialogue. I think is a common phrase in that is that every little thing advances the plot a little bit. My guy says early when the police are questioning him, yes, I'm trying to accumulate a little nest egg. Casual conversation, what does that mean? But it's in there for a reason. You realize that's a huge motivator for him later behind why he does what he does.
Which brings up another point, because in comedy, if you skip a line, you can just kind of fumble over it and make a joke. But in drama, you can't.
You're missing a clue or missing a key element of the story. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But you got to nail it perfect. Or you just change the whole plot of the story.
Yeah, it totally affects whether you get that Easter egg or whether you understand why it's written this way. It totally affects the way you play it as well. It's
that's right.
Oh, I see what she was going for there. We need to be a lot more mad or evil or whatever.
And that's always a good tip when anything you're talking about mystery, especially Agatha Christie. It's every detail you need to pay attention because as minuscule as it seems at the moment they present it, it will come back as a major piece in the story. It's kind of like, again, going back to Comedy World, but if you ever watched the Curb Your Enthusiasm shows on HBO with, he's the guy that wrote Seinfeld. If you ever watched it. And it's a comedy, but everything snowballs in that show where it starts out in some little minor thing, and by the end of the show, it's a major, like, an international incident. Like it all started off as he nonchalantly just didn't hold the door open for somebody, and now it turns into he almost started World War III. And every episode's like that. Agatha Christie's kind of like that too. And it's like, oh, you didn't pay attention to the pocket watch on the shelf there. That's why it's this and that.
Well, there's actually
but Miss Marple did.
Smart. There's a thing where it says, my guy closes the door as I walk through. If I don't close the door, that changes the plot. Yeah. That changes the actions.
So my best piece of advice when you come out to one of the performances is pay attention.
Pay attention. Yeah, that's good.
Wait until intermission to go to the bathroom because you might miss something.
That's true. True.
But if you're ready to go, first performance will be this Friday night. It'll be October 14th, 15th, and 16th. That's this weekend. The 14th and 15th, those are evening performances at 7:30. And then Sunday afternoon, we'll do it at 2:30 on the 16th. Yes. And then we'll do it all over again next weekend, October 21st and 22nd at 7:30 p.m. And then the 23rd will be at 2:30 p.m. that Sunday. Now, the immersive dinner, as Guy was mentioning, will be after the 6 performances here on the 24th.
That's correct.
Now, here's the thing. If you get your tickets now for the immersive dinner, because part of your cost of getting the ticket is a free show. Now, if you get it before the 6 performances, you can use it for a free show for this unexpected guest performance. However, if you're like, ooh, I didn't learn about it till after the shows, or I'm busy those 2 weekends, but I want to come to the dinner, no problem. Come to the dinner, and we'll give you free tickets to a future show.
That's right.
Either way, you're getting your free tickets.
Thank you.
But we would love to have you come. But if you want the free tickets for Agatha Christie's The Unexpected Guest, you need to get your tickets now, and then you can pick your free show before. If you wait till after the 23rd, you're not gonna
buy
be able to
online now in advance, and then pick the date you're going to come to the theater out of the 6.
Communal theater can do a lot of amazing things, but they have not turned back time yet. That's the one thing they've not figured out how to do is put the clock back in time and go back 2 days.
We got a fog machine so far. It's a fog machine. The theater will look like it looked this morning.
Get Doc Brown on it to turn back the clock here.
The hyperflux capacitator in the fog machine.
Exactly. That's what we need. But come on out and check out this classic. You know what we never did do, and I probably should have done at the very beginning? We just said, it's Agatha Christie, you'll love it. What's the storyline here? We never did actually say what the plot is here and what the story's about, other than it's Agatha Christie and it's a mystery. Kind of give folks the setup, what the story is.
So, well, it's Agatha Christie. So in the very first scene, someone is dead and moited, in fact. And so an unexpected guest comes in and finds the body.
Okay.
And it just goes from there.
When he finds the body, the wife is standing over it with a gun in her hand.
Yes.
And obviously you think that's it. Or is it?
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the plot progresses. There are every single character, with the possible exception of the inspector, is culpable at some point in the play. So you keep guessing wrong.
You're right.
So you're going to guarantee to get it wrong 4 or 5 times before you figure out.
Unless you read the script, don't cheat.
Yeah,
it's
don't
too
cheat.
much fun.
And if you read the book, don't tell them.
You'll understand. They sort of all have a motivation or a reason or something like that, whether it's anger, greed, or whatever like that. And you're like, so which one really did it, though?
Yeah. Which human...
you won't figure it out.
Very cool. It's going to be good. Folks, get your tickets. Again, RoswellTheater.com, TheATRE. While you're there, check out some of the other stuff that's going on, some of the other upcoming shows, CAPS program and Kids Arts program. Learn more about some of that stuff, too. And if you want to learn more about becoming a volunteer, whether it's serving on the board or, hey, I'd love to help with sound and lighting or or costume design or set design, they'd love to have you do that.
And auditions for our next production, Four Old Broads on the High Seas, are next Monday and Tuesday.
Okay. Well, I imagine some of that cast has already been set, right?
Well, I don't think it's actually been set. We do auditions every time.
Okay.
So
I just didn't know if we had a few, because some of those characters are returning from a previous.
They are.
From the Four Old Broads originally. So I didn't know if
we still have to audition.
Okay. Right.
Even
I didn't know
including this Four Old Broad.
I didn't know if some of the ones that played in the original get, default to the sequel as their character, maybe. But.
Yeah, but if you'd like to participate, we're always holding auditions.
Good deal. Yeah,
plenty of room for walk-on stars.
Absolutely.
If you can act or do something a little better than the character, you might replace Beverly here.
Come out.
I'm sorry.
Come out to one of the performances weekend and then stick around and talk to the cast and stuff afterwards, or director
That
or
would be
anybody.
great.
They'd love to fill you in on all that stuff.
We love talking about ourselves. It is so much fun.
Yeah, they're a bunch of hams. Well, break a leg, guys. Thank you very much, and we'll see you out there this weekend or next. And can't wait to come and
it's a great
see
one.
A great show. I think folks are going to dig it. So thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Mike.
Anytime. All right, it is 8:58. Quick break before news. Don't go away.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect, and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Hello, I'm Tara Mitcha, State Director for the National Rifle Association, letting you know that the NRA Political Victory Fund endorses State Representative Greg Nybert for re-election in House District 59. Greg has worked relentlessly to support our Second Amendment rights and to oppose legislation that restricts law-abiding gun owners. Progressive politicians in Santa Fe have an agenda that would erode our right to protect our families, our homes, and ourselves. Greg Nybert will vigorously oppose those who want to tread on our right to keep and bear arms and our precious liberty and freedom. He is a true friend of the Second Amendment and of our sporting heritage in New Mexico. Vote Greg Nybert, representative for House District 59.
I'm Greg Nybert, and I ask you to please vote for me for House District 59. Voting begins on October 11th, and Election Day is November 8th.
Paid for by Greg Nybert for State Representative. Richard Taylor, Treasurer.
Care Center in Allentown, Pennsylvania. About 24 people, most of them children, were taken to area hospitals. The Los Angeles City Council president has resigned. That post following the leak of a recording of some racist comments that she made.
Democrat Nuri Martinez stepped down as president of the LA City Council Monday and apologized, saying she was ashamed of her racially offensive language in the year-old recording. Her remarks, which included mocking the black son of a white councilman, came during a discussion with other Latino council members about protecting their political power during redistricting. The white councilman, Mike Bonin, called for the resignations of the others involved in the discussion as well, describing it as a coordinated effort to weaken black political representation in L.A. I'm Julie Walker.
Ukraine endured more Russian missile attacks overnight. This time, the southern city of Zaporizhia was ground zero for the attacks. A death toll from yesterday's Russian strikes across Ukraine has risen to 19. Today, the G7 countries are discussing the ongoing war and what to do about it. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 39 points. The Nasdaq 121 points lower. More on these stories. Townhall.com.
Losing your family's home movies and photos would be devastating. That's why Legacy Box exists, to preserve your family's recorded moments digitally, ensuring they're safe forever. Think of the time and money your family invested to capture family vacations, birthdays, even your wedding. Recording a lifetime of memories was a commitment. Camcorders cost thousands, and cameras required film and development. Legacy Box is the final step to preserve your family's past. Thankfully, it doesn't require another big investment. Legacy Box is safe, simple, and affordable. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box to convert their analog media to digital. You owe it to your family to safeguard your memories. Become your family's hero and save them before it's too late. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering an exclusive discount when you go to legacybox.com/LBox. That's legacybox.com/LBox.
American Airlines says it's investing in a company that hopes to supply hydrogen to planes.
The move comes as the airline industry faces more pressure to reduce carbon dioxide emissions. American announced its investment in Universal Hydrogen Company, but it didn't say how much it invested or its ownership stake in the company. Universal Hydrogen's other backers include aircraft maker Airbus and GE Aviation. Universal Hydrogen says it will build a distribution network to deliver hydrogen capsules in a way that avoids the need to build new refueling infrastructure in airports. John Scott reported.
Iran is stepping up its crackdown on Kurdish areas in the country's west as protests marked by the death of a 22-year-old woman detained by the country's morality police rage on. Riot police fired into at least one neighborhood in the capital of Iran's Kurdistan province. News and analysis at townhall.com. Just a week after a national pumpkin record was broken, a new mark has been set.
2, 5, 6, oh wow! Great gourds of fire. That didn't take long. A horticulture teacher from Minnesota now owns the new U.S. mark for heaviest pumpkin. Travis Ginyard's huge gourd, weighing in at 2,560 pounds, tops the mark set just last week in New York State by 6 pounds. Ginyard says one thing working against him was the weather in Minnesota, where it's nice in mid-year, but spring can be rough.
It's like winning the Tour de France on a big wheel. You know, you can only hope.
Ginyard drove 35 hours from Minnesota to the World Championship Pumpkin Weigh-Off in Half Moon Bay in California. I'm Oscar Wells Gabriel.
The country's third largest railroad union rejecting a deal with employers that revives the possibility of a strike that could cripple the already struggling economy. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travelation, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday.
And we mean happy.
Yeah. You know what else I heard? I just saw something.
What's that?
Today's all-you-can-eat ribs at Rib Crib after 4 o'clock today.
Mm-hmm.
On Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
4 until they're out.
Yep.
Sean will be there at 4:01. Y'all better get there before that, or they'll be out.
They'll be out. That's right. They're what's the slow smoked rockin' ribs?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So go get you. So if you're like, it's Tuesday, I'm sad. 4 o'clock today. Get your rib on.
Don't be sad.
Yeah.
It's hard to be sad on Rib Tuesdays.
That's right. Speaking of meat, I tried something yesterday, and I think I like it. But I'm not. I've been seeing...
Dude, you've been watching way too much Dahmer to set up a story like that, okay? That's human. I tried a little elbow. It's actually not bad.
It's not bad.
A little bony.
A little gamey, but... no. So I've been seeing commercials online mostly for this product called Amazings.
I have seen those. It's the bigger wings, right?
Yes. They are actually not wings.
They're thighs.
It's thigh meat.
And that's cut closer to the bone to give you more meat.
It gives you the appearance of a meaty chicken wing, but it's thigh meat. And I tried the lemon pepper Amazings yesterday.
And?
Not bad. It's not bad.
You have to like
It's a little fatty. I love thigh meat.
Love thigh meat. It is by far my favorite piece of the chicken.
I think it's a little fattier than I liked it.
Okay.
I think I would want it a little. It was good and meaty for a wing. You're like, it's a meaty wing.
Right.
It's not the wing piece. Like it's kind of like the thigh part with one bone, if that makes you know, because you got the drummy, and then you got the two bone piece, that thigh part.
Flats and drumettes.
Yeah, flat. It's kind of like the flat with one bone. And bigger.
Really? Okay. Well, I prefer flats.
Yeah.
Over drumettes.
Yeah.
Like, if given the druthers, I way prefer flats.
Yeah.
Just because they're easier to eat. You can do that whole pop one bone out and then just slide the meat off thing.
Right. The single deal.
So I'm a fan of the flats versus the drumettes, but I can definitely see how fattiness would take you out of it. For example,
but it's not bad. I liked it, and I'm like, there's something there. I would be curious to sample other Amazings flavor. It's made by John Morrell, if I remember. It's a John Morrell company.
Oh, was that? I thought it was a Tyson thing.
No, it's John Morrell Meat Company.
I love John Morrell. Like their products are really their chicken nuggets. They're the ones my kids eat.
Okay, well then the Amazings might be in your wheelhouse.
Okay, I'll have to give those a shot.
I know they've got buffalo. They've got like a barbecue. They got the lemon peppers, the one I got, and I want to say they have a garlicky or something. I don't know all the flavors. I was at the store over the weekend and I saw these and I'm like, and it comes in a bag with about 8 of them. They're big.
Yeah.
They're pretty big. It's I think I left 3. I couldn't finish. I'd also had some pasta with my wings. But they weren't bad. Now I'm willing to give a second try.
Okay.
They are in for now. What might happen is I'm going to get on a kick and eat these things every dang week, and then I won't touch them for 6 years. But right now, I'm kind of digging them.
Okay, I definitely give them a shot. I'm a fan of thigh meat.
Amazings, yeah, because that's what kind of initially got me. Said, wait a minute, you're trying to make something out of a wing with thigh meat? I love that's my favorite part of the chicken is the thigh, and so I thought it was a hit, and so far it did not disappoint.
Yeah, I prefer a lot of people will go breast meat. Breast meat is too dry. White meat and chicken in general has a tendency to dry out.
Yeah,
that's why I like dark meat. It's supple. It's more supple.
I'll eat it all. I like it all, but I do prefer dark over white meat. If they made
just a couple of happy boys talking about their chicken preferences.
Well, but here's the thing: like they tout like chicken nuggets, all white breast meat chicken nuggets.
Right.
I'm like, okay. What about an all dark meat chicken nugget? I'm in for that.
Chick-fil-A.
Is there
they
dark
have thigh nuggets. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I'd call them thigh nuggets.
Well, they don't call them thigh nuggets, but their nuggets are made with dark meat chicken.
What are you in the mood for? Thigh
nuggets. Thigh nuggets was actually my nickname in high school. No, but I'll give you fattiness can absolutely take you out of it. Like I got wings from I think it was from Albertsons one time. It was the salt and pepper ones, or no, I'm sorry, salt and vinegar, which is by far my favorite rub.
I do like those
for a wing.
Yeah, I do too.
And the rub was great, but it was like they were almost genetically modified wings to be bigger. So they just the sinew was off.
Yeah.
It was like it wasn't fattier. It didn't.
The meat was softer.
It was kind of
like a fatty meat, but it was meat.
Like the fat had been worked into the muscle or something.
Yeah.
Those chickens got massages.
Yeah. There's not supposed to be marbling in your chicken.
Yeah, this chicken's marbled. What?
But you know what? For a frozen chicken wing like product,
I'm tempted.
for something you throw in an air fryer for 10 minutes or in an oven for 20 minutes, it's not bad.
Yeah.
So, I give it a little dance if you're into the big thigh meat that pretends to be chicken wings.
And you know I am. We were just talking about this last night.
Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a few, and then we got some commercials to play. A couple political ads in there. A few more after that. Our breaks are getting heavier.
I noticed that. Yeah,
they're getting a little thicker.
Mm-hmm. The couple of days you were gone, I actually had a political ad in my weather break.
Nice.
Yes. And I was like, what's that doing here? I was like, oh, no, that needs to be here because there's political ads in the other breaks. We had to separate.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, hold on. And so I had to make sure there was 30 seconds of separation between when I played the spot, I played the weather, and then we played the other.
So if we just stop and say, hey, talk amongst yourself for 30 seconds. We're killing time till we can play a commercial.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, political ads, they get complicated. Let's put it that way.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They're a pain in the butt. So after our series of breaks with a few political ads, Robert Reynolds will join us here in just a bit. He comes in once a month and keeps us up to date on many, many things happening in and around our community. So he'll do that here in a bit. Later on, we'll get you up to date with local news along with more political ads and whatever else we can come up with for the rest of the show. I think we got it.
Yep.
By the way, I lost fantasy football by 1 point.
I think it was less than a point.
Yeah.
It was like 146.8 to like 147.3.
But I'm not mad. I mean, I'm mad, but I'm not mad because I was down like 60 going into last night, and I had 2 players left, and they literally got me 60 points, but I was down like 61. But they got me because I just thought I had no way of winning.
Yeah.
I just blew it off.
They made it a game.
And then I looked later, I'm like, whoa, I almost won this. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, your opponent was shaking there for a quick minute. They're like, I got this. And then they look down like, oh
and
no.
I think I'd be sole possession of first place if I'd have won that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I might be down to third.
There's always next week.
That's right.
You'll get him, Tiger.
All right, 9:14. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have dry air back in place over eastern New Mexico. We have high pressure over the Four Corners area and extending down into our area. 80 for the afternoon high today, and we can expect plenty of sunshine through the day. Overnight will be clear, mid-50s, and then we're looking at upper 70s and low 80s and sunshine for Wednesday. Clear Wednesday night, upper 70s, and sunny Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 57 here in Roswell. Humidity is at 90%. Winds currently out of the south at 3 miles per hour. Sunny today, highs near 80 expected with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with an overnight low of 54. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, sunny, 81 for a high with winds out of the northwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 51 degrees. Southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny, 79 for a high. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny, high of 78 expected. And then for your weekend, on Saturday, partly cloudy, highs right around 82. Sunday, we're looking at a 50% chance at showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy otherwise, with a high near 70. So we'll see. All right, it is 16 minutes after 9. We're going to take about a 4.5-minute commercial break. And then Robert Reynolds will join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
We teach our kids to say please and thank you to total strangers. But we get so familiar in our marriages and families, we stop being polite to each other. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and my wife, Miss Julie Smotherman, for The Joy of Marriage.
In the love chapter of 1 Corinthians 13, it says that love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. We emphasize being polite to each other in our family, which promotes an attitude of respect and brings peace in our home. Remember your manners with the person you love the most. Appreciate the things they do for you and let them know.
Being polite to each other can help you avoid conflict. Let's be polite to strangers, but let's not give our best to the people we don't live with. Let's give our best to each other.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
There's at least one thing most New Mexicans agree on:
our schools have a long way to go. That's why Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham is breathing new life into public education with initiatives that support our children from their first baby steps to promising career paths. Like expanding in-home family services, early childhood and pre-K, so thousands more kids will go off to school healthy and ready to learn. And attracting new teachers by raising salaries to the highest in the Southwest. It's already paying off by recruiting hundreds of new teachers to our classrooms this year. And she is cutting teacher paperwork and administrative burdens by 41%, so they have more time to teach our children. Thanks to the governor's new Opportunity Scholarships, any New Mexican can now attend a state college for free to earn a certificate or degree in a wide range of high-demand fields. After 2 tough years, we're finally making progress in education. We can't afford to go back to the failed policies of the past.
Paid for by New Mexicans for Michelle.
Approved by Michelle Lujan
The
Grisham.
Artesia Arts Council welcomes you back to Art in the Park, happening Friday and Saturday, October 14th and 15th at JC Park in Artesia. Come and find unique, one-of-a-kind handmade arts, decor, collectibles, and so much more. All made by artisans and crafters from all over the region. Jewelry, paintings, carved skulls, custom items, and more. Plus, don't miss the Artesia High School Band's annual Cakewalk event and performances from the New Mexico School of the Arts Jazz Band. Come hungry because plenty of food trucks will be on hand too. Art in the Park 22, Friday the 14th from 2 to 8 p.m. and Saturday the 15th from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at JC Park in Artesia. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax. The numbers don't lie. Crime is up in southeastern New Mexico. In 2021, Roswell had almost 40 crimes per 1,000, including larceny, assault battery, burglary, motor vehicle theft, robbery, and homicide. These days, the best defense you can get is having a locally owned company install the best security system available. That's Xena Security Services. They offer real security solutions for your home and business. When it comes to your safety, you need a locally owned, locally minded security company at your defense. Call Xena Security Services today, 575-626-3521, 575-626-3521.
This is Mikey, General Manager at Roswell Nissan. Are you haunted by high payments or afraid you'll be stuck in your old car forever? This is your chance to escape. It's Halloween madness at Roswell Nissan. No tricks, just a lot of treats. Like rates as low as 2.25% for 36 months or 3.99 for 75 months. No payments for 90 days on approved credit. And if you do have creepy credit, Roswell Nissan has credit specialists on hand to help you get your deal done. Halloween madness all October long at Roswell Nissan.
This is John.
Hey, my name is John Jackson.
He's not some actor. He's a steward of the land with a John Deere 3 Series tractor. John runs with us. Nothing runs like a deer. Get a 3 Series tractor with 0% APR for 72 months at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2316.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia or Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Come check out a favorite fall family attraction in Artesia. Heirloom Acres Corn Maze and Pumpkin Patch is now open weekends in October. Get lost in the 8-acre corn maze. Pick a pumpkin straight from the patch. Take a ride on the kiddie zip line. Indulge in one of many tasty eats from the concessions. And enjoy roasting s'mores around one of our campfires. Come out weekends in October to Heirloom Acres, located 1 mile east of Artesia on Highway 82. Heirloom Acres, where you're sure to find joy this fall. Paid for by Eddy County Lodgers Tax.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. That's because men are 6 times more likely to wear a tinfoil hat in a thunderstorm. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio, back for his monthly visit, Robert Reynolds joining us again. Good morning, sir. How you doing today?
Morning, Mike. Good morning, everybody. I'd like to say hi to Cheney and Marie Roebuck and my friend Tom Chama.
Okay.
And
they out listening this morning?
Yeah, and Christine Sipes and all my High Prairie Forestry people.
Good deal. Good deal. Y'all are now that we're into the fall, you guys are probably back to meeting regularly again. Everything at the High Good, which we'll tell you about their next meeting here in just a few minutes if you're not familiar. Yeah. But if you're not familiar, Robert joins us once a month and talks about things happening not just here in Roswell but around southeast New Mexico. Everything from, various, holiday events, like we'll be talking a lot of Halloween stuff here this time, to events at churches and, bigger concerts, all kind of stuff. So Well, I guess we ought to get started because he's got 40 some items here. So let's get going. Start with the Genealogical Society. Of course, they have the Wilson Cobb Library. They kind of went on hiatus for COVID for a while there, but they're back. They're open again. They're having regular meetings. They're doing what they do like normal, right?
Yeah, their meeting's going to be this Thursday.
Okay.
And it's at 1:30. It's the Wilson Cobb Library. And it's on the corner of Alameda and Richardson.
Okay.
And everybody's welcome to come. And the dues are still the same, $4.50 single and $9 per couple.
Nice. Very good. So if you loved genealogy and love learning about your family history and you've done like your 23andMe's or Ancestry.coms, they got all that plus their whole big library of stuff to help out. So becoming a member, like I said, is very cheap. And with that, you get so much more source material to kind of help do your genealogical research. So, yeah, pretty cool. All right. Tell folks about your High Prairie Poetry Society and their next meeting.
Our next meeting is this Saturday on October 15th.
Okay.
We will be at Enchanted Hill Pavilion at 2 p.m. And it's always the third Saturday of each month. But next month, I'm going to be on the inside, and I'll let you know when that meeting is in November.
Okay.
But if you want to come out, you don't have no experience, come to listen. You can write poetry, read it, and have a lot of fun.
Yeah, you just get together and enjoy poetry. You can share poetry that maybe you've written or ones that someone else wrote that mean something to you, or if you just want to sit and listen to other people recite poetry or whatever, you're more than welcome. You just got to like poetry. That's kind of the one common denominator there. Everyone just has a love of poetry. So.
Yes.
Very good. Talk about First United Methodist Church, their Wednesday dinners.
Yeah, it's tomorrow night.
Yes.
And they're having meatloaf, and it's $6 a person, and it starts from 5 o'clock. And come on out and have some good food. A couple of good cooks there.
Yeah, they have really good food. It's very cheap. It's a nice family dinner, and like you said, you can feed your family and do it. $6 a person is very cheap, and you have a nice family meal there. And like you said, it's meatloaf this week, but they have something different every Wednesday night. I think it was like stroganoff like the week before or something. But they have a nice and they used to do this every Wednesday before COVID, and they took a break there when COVID, but they've started back up in the last couple months here. Where they're back to the Wednesday dinner. So if you missed those or never got to go, come out to First United Methodist Church every Wednesday night, and for $6 you can enjoy a meal. They start at is it 5 p.m. They start serving
5 p.m.
And you're more than welcome to stick around for services afterward, but you don't have to. You can eat your meal and then go off about your evening if you got other things to do. So it's just a nice place to get a great meal that doesn't cost a lot of money. So
and all children eat free.
Very good. So, and I'm sure there's a lot of families could use that extra savings right now. So, mom and dad and a couple kids, you eat a whole family meal for basically $12. Not too bad there. So, yeah. Let's talk about Vitalent. Of course, they've got some blood drives coming up and things. Get on the list to donate blood.
They need blood real bad. You can contact 575-578-1198.
Okay. And get on the list. And find out when their next blood drive is. I don't have the list in front of me. I was going to dig it up, but I'll grab it later. I have it buried in my paperwork here. But yeah, they've got all kinds of blood drives to donate. Call Vitalent. Get on the list for some of those. And if you haven't donated in a while, or you've been told in the past you couldn't donate for whatever reason, try again. Those rules have changed. Things like, I know tattoos were an issue years ago. They're not anymore. Unless it's like a prison tat or something. But if you got a legit, from a tattoo artist, it's fine, I think, at this point, depending on. But things like that. And I know certain parts of the world, if you've been to, they don't let you. But that stuff's changed. So if you want to donate, want to help, but told in the past, maybe go back and talk to them. Yeah, I think you might be able to now. So
yes.
Good deal. Talk about Trinity United Methodist Church and talk about their services and what they've got going on.
Yeah, Trinity United Methodist Church, the early service is 9 a.m., and I sing my 2 songs there. And they have a second service at 11, and it's online. And also, we're going to have the trick-or-treat Halloween party on the 31st from 5 to 10 o'clock. And come on out and enjoy some food and some Halloween candy and some goodies.
Yeah, absolutely. Come out in a safe, fun, clean environment there. It's always... That way parents want to come and let their kids have fun, but they don't maybe feel comfortable, turn them loose in the streets of the neighborhood. So come out to Trinity and come out to some of the other churches and participate in these events. So,
yes.
Good deal. Let's talk about Grace Community Church and what they've got going on.
The Grace Community Church, early service at 9:30, second service at 10:45. And they're also having their trunk or treat for Halloween on October 31st.
Okay.
From 6 to 9 o'clock.
Very good. By the way, we were talking about First United Methodist Church. They're having with the American Legion Post, the big Halloween Carnival walkthrough. That's going to be on that Saturday before the 29th at First United Methodist Church. They did the drive-through event the last 2 years. Now it's like the drive-through event, but you can get out your car and walk. So they've kind of made it so. But First United Methodist Church is kind enough to host the American Legion to do that again. So when you come out to Wednesday dinner tomorrow, ask them about it. They'll tell you more about it. So.
Okay.
Sorry about that. We were talking trunk or treats and all that, and since we already talked about it, First United Methodist, I was like, hey, let's put that in real quick. Let's move on to the Joy Center. Talk about their Halloween party.
Joy Center's got a Halloween party, October 21st, from 6 to 9, and it's trunk or treat, and again, come out and have some goodies.
Good deal. Excellent. Out the Joy Center, and that's probably for children of all ages, right?
Yeah.
Because, a lot of seniors hang out at the Joy Center there, and I don't care how old you are. I like candy.
There's going to be a lot of candy on the 31st.
You got to do it. Yeah, if you have trouble getting candy on that day, it's kind of your fault. Let's talk about in Artesia, their trick-or-treat for Main Street. They got their Main Street Artesia event.
Yeah, Artesia is October 29th trick-or-treat on Main Street from 5 to 7. And then there's going to be a 1st to 7th Street. And you can call 575-746-1117 for more information.
Very good. And not to be outdone, the fine folks at Hagerman, they've got their Halloween costume party, too.
Yes. Hagerman's Halloween costume party and Carnival Parade is at 4 p.m. You can visit Facebook event page for more information.
All right. And then, folks in Loving, you're not left out either. They've got a big trick-or-treat, trunk-or-treat event at the Lee County Fairgrounds there, too.
Yeah, Loving, October 29th, trick-or-treat, Lee County Fairgrounds from 6 to 10, 575-396-8686.
Very good.
For more information.
Again, like you said, if you're having trouble getting candy around that time, it's kind of your own fault because it's literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Of course, let's if you've had too much candy, and you got out of shape, or if you're coming off a sports physical or a sports injury or maybe a surgery, you can go like Robert here and talk to the fine folks at Sun Country Physical Therapy. Of course, for folks that don't know, Robert ate a lot of candy back in the day, and now he had to cut back and lost well over 100 pounds, and he owes a lot of that help. He did it himself, but the support and the know-how to do all this was from Sun Country Physical Therapy. So.
Yeah, I finally got Sun Country phone number on here.
Good.
575-625-9020, and they got walk-in, and they're open on Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5, and Friday 8 to noon.
Okay.
And everybody's welcome to come down and lose some weight and get some therapy.
Yeah. Like even if you're not trying to lose weight or anything, but say you have maybe you're a stroke patient and you need rehab from that, or you blew out a knee or something and need rehab from that, they help with all of that too. They sports industry injuries, medical, and by the way, if you want to eat right and exercise and get on a plan to be healthy, they can help with that too. So reach out.
He got some really good therapy workers too.
Good deal. Let's give a shout out to some of our other great nonprofit organizations that all could use your help right now, including places like Harvest Ministries, the Salvation Army, the Community Kitchen. All need donations and volunteers right now. That's something and they all three do great. Harvest Ministries, they help out just people in need with food, things like that. They partner the Homeless Coalition, which they're separate organizations, but the Homeless Coalition kind of spawned from Harvest Ministry, so they do a lot of the same work together. Of course, we all know the Salvation Army, the great work that they do internationally, but here locally, they help a lot of people with funding, with immediate needs like helping with heat and electric and things like that. In the summer, they always like to give away fans and stuff for people that need it. And of course, the Community Kitchen, they feed everybody that comes to the doors there every day free meals, no questions, no. People come in, they get their lunch, they come in, get their dinner, and volunteers come in every day and make sure that they put out a great meal every day. And so they need more people to do that. They look for, organizations that volunteer. Like if you're a nonprofit group that gets together, a lot of times they come in together and volunteer at the community kitchen to serve a meal or something. They could use more of that. So reach out to any of these pick the one that means the most to you and get involved and help donate either financially or physically. Come and volunteer or do both. They would love for all that.
Even more so with the holidays coming up for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
The needs are going to be greater. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's move on to, the Roswell Community Little Theater. We just talked to them. Their upcoming performance, Unexpected Guest, this weekend and next at the Community Little Theater.
Yeah.
Yep. Just
October 14th and 16th and 21st and 23rd, the Roswell Community Little Theater. And I don't have no number on that.
I can go to their website to get tickets. It's roswelltheater.com. And you spell theater like live theater, THEATRE. And if you go to live or if you are a Facebook user, go to Roswell Community Theater on Facebook. They'll have a link to the deal, and you can get your tickets and all there. You can also get tickets at the door each night. But and they have an immersive dinner on the 24th that you can get tickets for, and you do dinner, and it gives you tickets to a free show too. So. It's really cool. We go back and listen to our interview last hour. We talked with some of the folks from the Community Theater all about that play. So good deal. Let's move on to the other great group of individuals doing plays here in our community, way off Broadway. Don't forget they've got their live performance of Addams Family coming up too.
Yeah, it's a Performing Arts Center.
Yeah, the NMUR Performing Arts Center. That's where they do all their shows on the campus
way off
there.
Broadway, and you go to the Facebook event page, and it's from October 2nd to October 30th.
Yeah, they put on some great shows out there at the NMUR Performing Arts Center too, and yeah, go check out their one right now, Addams Family, and one that's a little scary, a little fun. Everybody knows Addams Family, right? They're multi-generational, grandparents to grandkids all know who the Addams Family are. So, let's go to the. Is this NMMI's golf tournament?
Golf tournament. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Talk about that.
October 22nd, the NMI golf tournament is at the course, and it's a fundraiser. And you can call 575-420-1573 for more information.
Okay, very good. So all you golfers, get out there and help out. And it's not like you need an excuse to golf anyway, but if you need one, there you go. Let's talk about the. Is this the Roswell Symphony Orchestra? There?
Yeah.
Yes. Talk about
sympathy.
Yeah.
Spec along at Princeton.
Jazz Fest.
It's auditorium at 7:30. You can go to RoswellSympathy.org for more information, and they'll let you know the prices and stuff.
Okay. Very good. So yeah, get out there and see this treasure that the Roswell Symphony Orchestra is. It's really New Mexico Symphony Orchestra, even though it's called Roswell.
Yeah.
It's really New Mexico Symphony. They're an amazing group of people. All right, let's talk about this event at St. Andrew's Church here. It says Hawaii. What does it say? Hawaii group?
Hawaii Dance Group.
Oh, the dance group. I
At
thought it
St.
said
Andrew's
Dave group.
Church at 7 p.m. And it's free.
Okay.
It's 575-840-7234. And bring your holy hoop meal. Have a lot of fun.
All right. Bring your leis and your grass skirts and prepare to do the hula dancing. Very good. Also at St. Andrews, on the last Saturday of each month, they're back doing their free breakfasts again.
Yes.
Awesome. Good to hear that.
It's really delicious what they got from 7:30 to 10 the last Saturday, regardless what date it is.
Okay.
And they welcome everybody, and they got your blood pressure check in the back. And
Okay.
they got
So you need some little health screenings and
carry out
stuff.
things for you can get for your facials and stuff like that.
Oh, nice. So, but yeah, free breakfast. Doesn't matter. They don't come as you are. Come whether you have $1 million or not, 2 nickels to rub together. Don't matter. They just want you coming for fellowship and breakfast.
And they got carryouts also.
Good deal. So if you can't hang out, take it there with you. But that is the last Saturday of every month, beginning at 7:30 at at St. Andrew's Church there.
Yeah.
So, very good. Talk about the flute ensemble and their practices at the Anderson Museum.
Yeah, the flute ensemble at the Anderson Museum. It's on Thursdays at 6 p.m. You must be experienced.
Yes, they're looking for experienced flautists, I believe is the term, to be a part if you've have experienced playing the flute. They're for, especially with the holiday season, they get kind of busy with concerts and things. So they're about to get busy. So if you'd like to be a part, come on out to the Anderson Museum for their during their next practice and meet everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the Roswell at the is that the Recreation Center?
It's the second Saturday event.
Okay.
At the Roswell Museum and Art Center.
Oh, Museum and Art Center. Okay.
It's the second Saturday of every month.
Mm-hmm.
And it's arts and crafts. And this last Saturday it passed, and I went there. Oh, I mean, they had it canceled on account of the event going in the convention center, rather.
Okay.
So it'll be back next month.
Okay.
And it's at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yeah, they come out. That second Saturday, it's free Saturday for locals at the museum and things. Take advantage of all those free events and stuff.
Yeah.
It's that's why it's free for you to come and check out, or us locals. That's what it's for. Let's move on to VFW. They meet at Grace Community Church the third Thursday of each month. If you would like to learn more and come out and be a part of VFW, if you're a veteran and served honorably and think you meet the requirements, come out to their next meeting. Again, they meet the third Thursday of every month, 7 p.m. at Grace Community Church.
Yes.
Yeah. Come out. They come on the radio every month too, and let's tune in. Is it the fourth Monday at 9:00? I think they come on and talk with us. So let's talk Roswell.
The Arts League.
Oh yeah, Fine Arts. I thought it said fire. Yeah, the Roswell Fine Arts League. Tell about it. I was like, Fire Arts League. I was like, what kind of fire arts are there? Like flaming arrows and stuff. What are we talking here? I'm kind of interested. Fine Arts League.
I got two phone numbers on that: 575-914-0042 and 575-625-5263 for more information.
Perfect. Let's talk about Spencer Theater in Alto Nuevo Mexico.
Oh, yeah, that's a wonderful place to go.
It's very beautiful.
It's SpencerTheater.com, and they got some guests comes there, and they do really, really good there.
They got great shows and beautiful. It's a beautiful facility if you've never been.
Yes.
Definitely a good date night type place. So, all right, let's move on here. We've got the Pin Pals.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that for us at the Roswell Museum and Art Center.
Yeah, the Pen Pals at the Roswell Museum and Art Center from 1 to 3 p.m. and it's free on Wednesdays.
Okay. And they do that on Wednesdays with the Pen Pals for kids?
Yes.
Okay, very cool. And then, of course, Jazz Festival is coming up here, actually getting underway here the 12th with the RSO and everybody else here downtown.
It's from October 12th to the 16th.
Yeah.
The festival. And it's going to be all over town in different places. Some you pay and some are free when you go. And the number I got is 505-355-4878.
Very good. Yeah, they do a great year, and this is that time of year. If you love jazz, Roswell's the place to be. They got all kinds of stuff. So get out there and check out a show or 12. So
yeah.
Let's move on to the Westminster Church. They've got a dance happening.
Yeah. On October 22nd on Saturday night at Westminster Church. It's from 6 to 9 o'clock, and they have live band and food, and it's $5 a person. And if you like country and western music, come on out.
Yeah, they do. It's great there. Westminster Presbyterian Church, which is, I always say, right behind Champion Motorsports there, off of, was that Sycamore or whatever that road? I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, go there. They do the dance come, and they have great country western, little bit of boot scooting out there and dance. They usually have some good food and friends, and it's a lot of fun. So come out to the next dance, which will be again here on the 22nd.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's move on to the breast cancer awareness event at Cahoon Park.
Yeah, October 15th, the Cars for Breast Cancer Awareness. It's 11 a.m. at Calhoun Park. You can call Danny at 575-626-3512 for more information.
Okay. Good deal. All right, let's move on to the occupational therapy, I guess this event meeting.
Yes, occupational therapy. You can call Dave Sanders or Sam Chavez at 575-624-7000 for more information.
All right. And then is this like a Lubbock Community Theater that's doing a dial-in for murder?
Yes.
Tell them about that one.
The Lubbock for dial-in for murder. It's a Lubbock Theater. And for more information, 806-792-0501.
Very good. So we got Agatha Christie here, and then when you get, if that doesn't scratch the itch, maybe make a trip to Lubbock and go see Dial M for Murder and get your real thriller mystery going there. Alamogordo, they've got the Trinity site. Of course, that's open once a year. Is that now the time of year they're open?
Yeah.
Good deal. So if you want to book times for that and go see the glowworms and all that, that's there for that. Las Cruces. What is this they've got going on?
October 15th, they got the Zoot Suit packages.
Okay, Zoot
and car show, whatever Zoot is.
The Zoot Suit riots. Those Zoot Suits are like those kind of gangstery, colorful, usually pinstripe little suits with the fedoras. Always, those are Zoot Suits.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And that's the Las Cruces Hispanic Chamber is for information, and from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Very good. So, bust out your Zoot Suit and get in there. Let's talk about the Aspen deal that's going on there in Cloudcroft.
Yeah, Cloudcroft, October 15th and 16th, the Aspen tours at Lincoln National Forest.
Okay.
At 575-628-2733.
Very good. And then I guess Willy Wonka. They'll be doing some Willy Wonka there in Alamogordo too at the Children's Music Theater.
Yes, Alamogordo, October 21st to the 29th. You're really welcome juniors to Children's Music Theater. And you go to FlickKickCenter.com.
Okay.
Or Flickering or something.
And then while we're talking Alamogordo, talk about looks like a 5K they've got coming up here.
Yeah, October 29th. They got the zoo, the 5K walk for the kids, and for the 8 mile from at 8:30 it starts on Saturday at 1301 North White Sands Road in Alamogordo. You can get online at Alamogordo on TrueLine.com.
Very good. And then on your way back at Cloudcroft there, October 29th, they've got their big Harvest Festival at, I guess, Cloudcroft Baptist Church there.
Yes.
Very good. That starts at 2 o'clock. So you want to come and get probably more candy and more, fall fun and all that kind of stuff. So good deal. All right, let's talk about Balloons and Tunes in Artesia. That's coming up here.
Yeah, November 4 and 6. We'll probably, we'll have that. It's a festival. It starts at 7 a.m. And you can get more information to our Artesia Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, they do. It's kind of like a mini balloon fiesta. They'll do balloon launches, usually that Friday, Saturday, and I think Sunday mornings that weekend. And then they have like usually bluegrass tunes and things. Usually it's bluegrass bands. Sometimes it's others. Throughout the day in town, they'll be playing live music. So hence the Balloons and Tunes part. So
yes.
Yeah, but they've been doing that for years there in Artesia. So it's getting ready to come up, and it's a lot of fun if you've never been. Let's talk about Hobbs. What do they got going on here? A big art show, it looks like. Fabulous. Is it a fiber art show? Is that what it says?
Yes.
Okay, talk a little bit about that.
From November 4th to December 16th, it's the Fabulous Fiber Art Show, and it's to enter the contest, it's 575-438-2787 for more information.
Very good. All right. Talk about Alamogordo. They've got their Veterans Day Parade coming up here in November, obviously. Tell folks about that.
Yeah, it's going to be November on the Veterans Day Parade, Artero, Lincoln County, at the Lions Club, and it'd be you can join in on the park.
Okay, ours will be happening that Saturday after Veterans Day. It'll be right here on the courthouse lawn, and then we'll have a parade that goes up to the Wool Bowl. And afterwards, we're going to have a bunch of booze, games, maybe some military and police vehicles for kids to check out. at the Wool Bowl here in Roswell and Veterans. So we'll talk more about it as we get closer. But yeah, we got our own Veterans Parade here too. Don't worry, we're taking care of our vets here too. So let's move on to Taos. Talk about their big what do they call this? The legend something Black Country exhibit. What is this?
It's October 15th at Taos to May of 2023. The Outriders League of Blake County exhibition.
Okay.
You know, the Hartford Music and Art at 238 Seducer Street. You can call 575-758-9526 for more information.
There you go. If you need an excuse to go to the cool mountains of Taos, there's a reason for you here before the skiing starts. Anyway, so. Of course, if you're looking for entertainment, you don't have to go to Taos to do that. Robert Reynolds has his own CDs here of gospel music, and you've got them back for sale again, right? The CDs? Yeah. Good deal. We'll give you his number here at the end of our discussion. You can order a copy. And matter of fact, next month we'll have him on just to talk his CD and talk about some concerts, and might even play a song or two for you then. So, but we'll give you the number here in a minute. Let's move on to, Halloween with the library, October 31st. Come on by, yeah.
Well, Halloween at the library. It starts at 6 p.m. You say trick or treat for a gift.
Yeah, you go in between 10 and 6 during the library hours on Halloween. And, yeah, trick or treat, and they'll got a gift for you. You can come in costume, come not in costume. You don't have whatever you want to do, but they do want you to say trick or treat. I know that's important. They want you to say trick or treat before, that's the rule. If you get free stuff, there is a bare minimum you can do. And bare minimum, you could at least stick with the tradition and say trick or treat, and hope they don't give you a trick. All right, it is. Let's move on to the NMUR. Their foundation banquet's coming up. Talk a little bit about that.
Now, October 25th at Eastern University at Roswell. Foundation and reservations are required for this. You can call 575-624-7304 for your reservation.
Excellent. So come out and support that. And then finally, our local Elks Lodge here, they're going to be doing trick or treat on October 30th as well. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, the Elks Lodge, October 30th from 3 to 6. Trick or treat at 1720 North Montana. Or you can visit Facebook event page.
Excellent. Very good. So if that's not enough stuff for you, then don't worry. He'll have more for you later here. But that's just some of the stuff going on around town. If you have any questions about any events we talked about, or if you would like to learn more about Robert's CD, get a copy. The holidays around the corner, looking for some stocking stuffers maybe, or if you're just looking for music for yourself, reach out and give Robert a call. What's that best number to get a hold of you?
Yeah, for anything we talked about today, you can call 575-208-9513 anytime. And if I'm not home, leave a voicemail. And also, I want to thank Mike and the radio station here, 106.5 FM, for having it. And all you good listeners out there, keep listening, and we'll appreciate what you're doing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And we appreciate you coming in each month and telling people about all this great stuff that's going on. So all we got to do now is y'all need to get off your tails and go out there and do it. So excellent. Well, thank you, Robert, and we'll see you here next month. And if I don't see you between now and trick or treating time, have fun and share some of your stash with me. Okay, when you come in, just bring a bunch of that candy.
Yeah. Everybody have a great day.
Thanks, Robert. All right, it is 9:51. Quick news and commercial break before we go.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. National Fire Prevention Week is marking its 100th anniversary this year, and the theme is Fire Won't Wait. Plan your escape. The Roswell Fire Department is joining the National Fire Protection Association and fire departments nationwide in reminding all of us of the importance of making a home fire escape plan and practicing it with everyone in your household. You can find more fire safety tips on the city's website, roswell-nm.gov. And we have another traffic alert for you today as work is beginning on the second phase of the 20th Street reconstruction project in Artesia. The project extends from south of Via Drive to West Mann Avenue. That section of 20th Street will be closed to all traffic for the next 3.5 months. The city of Artesia is asking drivers to seek an alternate route. You're up to date with local news. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
I'll tell you where this election is going to go to, though. It's really going to be about how badly Americans are suffering under Biden's inflation, how sick and tired our Americans are paying double what they were paying for a gallon of gasoline with no end in sight. It's going to be the wide open borders of Biden and all the impact that that's had on the country since then. It's going to be law and order and a Democratic Party that doesn't believe in law and order. And if you don't have safety and security because you defunded the police, dismantled your police, and brought into play these no bail laws, then you're going to pay the price for it because people can't pursue happiness when they're not safe and secure in their town or the city that they live in. Not that complicated. Lee Zeldin, a shooting right outside his home, the Republican gubernatorial candidate. You can't make this up.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Okay, from the start.
The Osceola cherries.
Alfalfa leaf, aloe vera, apples, banana.
Beets, bell pepper, broccoli. Blueberries, blackberries, cranberry.
We make Texas Superfood from 55 raw, vine-ripened fruits and vegetables.
Pineapple, sweet potato, papaya, parsley, pear, peach.
In a capsule or a powder, one daily dose of Texas Superfood delivers the healthy benefits of 55. Count them, 55 fresh fruits and vegetables, and you can see them all on TexasSuperfood.com.
Raspberry, spinach, the nutrients that we need on a daily basis.
Thousands of people benefit from taking Texas Superfood every day. Shouldn't you be one of them? Doctors, pharmacists, nurses, and your grandmother all recommend that you eat more fruits and vegetables every day. So if you can't, won't, or don't, Texas Superfood is made for you.
TexasSuperfood.com. It's borderline shocking how much energy I have. I hope you use me for the TexasSuperfood.com.
Join us on TexasSuperfood.com.
TexasSuperfood.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have dry air back in place over eastern New Mexico. We have high pressure over the Four Corners area and extending down into our area. 80 for the afternoon high today, and we can expect plenty of sunshine through the day. Overnight will be clear, mid-50s, and then we're looking at upper 70s and low 80s and sunshine for Wednesday. Clear Wednesday night, upper 70s, and sunny Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Was a lower open this morning for Wall Street, day 5 of the market's current losing streak. At this point, though, the Dow and the S&P do remain positive for the month. General Motors planning to go almost entirely electric by 2035, creating a new energy division that will produce chargers for EVs, as well as solar panels and other energy-related technology for homes and businesses. The unit, called GM Energy, will create systems for households and commercial customers that link electric vehicles to power storage and generation. The U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments over a California animal cruelty law. It could raise the cost of bacon and other pork products nationwide. The outcome of the case is considered important to the nation's pork industry, $26 billion a year business. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist, and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
I'm Michelle Garcia Holmes, and I'm running for United States Congress. As a former policewoman, I put on my Kevlar vest, uniform, gun belt, grabbed my 12-gauge shotgun, jumped into my police car, and hit the city streets to keep you safe. I want to do the same for you in Washington. I'm asking for your vote on November 8th because our families deserve safe cities, a secure border, and lower gas prices.
Donate today at GarciaHolmesForCongress.com. Paid for by Michelle Garcia Holmes for Congress.
Get pampered at Roswell Skin Center. Dr. Cometti and his team offer an array of medical aesthetics, including chemical peels, facials, Botox, filler, and laser. Loyalty membership gets you $50 off your first treatment. Get more info and sign up for rewards at RoswellSkin.com.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
Now through October 31st, all new customers who sign up for Plateau True Fiber Internet will receive their first 3 months of internet for free. With Plateau True Fiber, you have no data caps, no hidden fees, and symmetrical upload and download internet speed. And right now, when new customers use offer code RSWTRA and visit in-store or call 877-752-8328, you will get your first 3 months of Plateau True Fiber Internet for free. That's up to $240 in savings. Plateau True Fiber. Tried, true, trusted. Offer is redeemable only for new Roswell customers in Plateau Fiber eligible zones. Must sign up for a 1-year fiber internet agreement.
Fergie's Plumbing and Heating now has financing available through One Main Financial. Let Fergie's keep your house warm all winter long. Call 622-2260 today. And when you get a new HVAC unit from Fergie's, you get a $50 Cattle Baron gift card on them. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. 622-2260.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company. But come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
And that's going to do it for us for today's show. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of it. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Take care, everybody.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott.